Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Big Show Guest Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. Show starts now.
Much better!
Man, it is already Thursday, which is a bummer. Wow. We are off tomorrow, we will say. A large portion of the office is having to take a trip to settle some scores businessly and personally, and it should be an absolute blast. We will be back on Monday. We do apologize for that. Came up kind of out of nowhere, but should have been planned a long time ago. That's a story in of itself. It will be said into a microphone at a wedding eventually, but it should be a fantastic weekend. Oh, yeah. Today is a massive day. We have John McEnroe. Yes, that John McEnroe. What? The man who is the only human in the history of tennis to win 70 singles titles and 70 doubles titles.
That's a lot.
7 Grand Slams.
What?
And obviously, pretty competitive human being.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
A lot of the clips we've seen of him are him demonstrably telling the refs in tennis that they suck at what they are supposed to be doing. But in that sport with no reviews, with how often we see the tennis review and it's like lasers, right?
Yeah,
that's the only way they get it. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine back in the day, you do get a bad eye judge up there who maybe has a little bit of a feel of a personal vendetta against. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, that one that's on the outside tape, they're saying is out. That's a whole different... I mean, I can see how you get very pissed off in that particular setup because we're talking about millimeters as opposed to anything like that. And a human's supposed to see it from standing in the back. I don't.
That's tough.
That was a recipe for freakouts. And John McEnroe certainly ate the meal.
Yes, he did.
Had a couple of those, super competitive, super successful. And now they're announcing that on April 2nd, Sunday, at noon on ESPN, he'll be playing for $1 million pickleball tournament.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah, he's taking on Andre Agassi, Andy Roddick, and Michael Chang. It'll be broadcasted on ESPN. I assume they're going to be very good at pickleball, but I think there's some professional pickleballers that are saying to tennis players, like, oh, you just think you're just going to be able to come over to pickleball?
Translates.
I'm going to ask a little bit about if there's any beef amongst the pickleball community for $1 million prize, and it's all tennis players. Yeah. And how does McEnroe feel like he would fare against these pickleball players who commit their entire being to being pickleball players? Tyson McGuffin, he ain't doing nothing but pickleball.
That's right. Same with Julian Arnold. These guys, I mean, they put their blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Riley Newman's with that paddle and that pickleball every morning of his entire life.
That's right.
But we would assume that McEnroe, a man who is very comfortable with a racket and we assume a paddle, will be fantastic in this. But I'm assuming the pickleball community is going to be watching with, that ain't. Mm-hmm. We'll ask John McEnroe how he feels about that. Just a slight competitor will be excited to hear what he has to say. And fucking Shaq will be on the show.
Wow, the Diesel.
Oh, my God, O'Neal.
The big Diesel, bro. DJ Diesel.
Wow.
Literally, Shaquille O'Neal will be on the show today.
It's a big get.
We've potentially had a couple moments in the past of our show where we thought he was maybe going to come on the show. Mm-hmm. And we're like, holy shit, we're going to talk to Shaquille O'Neal. You're talking about living legend. Go and watch that documentary, Shaq, that he participates in. They tell his story, his upbringing, his work ethic, his loyalty, his business decisions. Like, the stories about him off the fucking court are just as legendary as on the court. It's like, this is a larger-than-life human being who happens to be larger than every other fucking human.
Yeah.
What a movie character this guy is.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And was a movie character.
Inspiration, and a rapper. Incredible. It just everything he does, he's successful at. Businessman.
Great DJ.
He's great at this guy's great at everything.
Yeah. Does it all.
I like that the graphics 2 scale. Well, maybe actually he need to be bigger than that.
Well, I think McEnroe is certainly going to have some questions on if this is properly proportioned on this graphic or not, but we've never met him, so we're not 100% sure, but I assume McEnroe is a little bit larger, but what we were trying to showcase is, yes, that fucking Shaquille O'Neal's coming on.
Right.
The massive, larger-than-life personality and larger-than-human personality is joining us today. I'm pumped for that. Shaq will join us at 2:05.
Go, Shaq.
Eastern Standard Time. The Talks table is here, obviously, at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. And once again, in the studio for like the third straight week for 3 straight days, fitting in so well.
Hell yeah.
Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot more Pac-Man over the next 6, 7, 8 months. 9 months. Then.
Bud.
We've appreciated the hell out of you. And today is maybe the coolest looking you I've ever seen. Bro, wait till those pink pants.
Unbelievable.
With the
Very few
shoes.
people can pull those off. I'll tell you that much.
These shoes?
These shoes?
These shoes?
Oh! The Giuseppe
Smell
pants?
me.
That smell me gets me every time.
Yeah.
The jacket, too. Jeez Louise.
Sweet.
And I don't want to just say because of the colors of that outfit that look fantastic, it made me think of this. This dude eats so many nerds.
Oh,
That's
my
it.
God.
Like, so many. It's unbelievable.
Jolly Ranchers.
Pack got the snacks.
Pack got the snacks.
And when it runs out, Pack's going to run the snacks right back. I mean, that is, he's had 4 different grocery store trips
Oh, yeah.
of fucking candy in
That's
here.
right.
With 2 Red Bulls.
Every day.
Every time.
2 cups sometimes. Today I've noticed 1 cup because because we got an entire tin right there. Pac, you're a fucking legend, dude.
Yeah.
You need to know that. You are. You are a fucking dog. 3% body fat.
What?
6 kids
What?
growing up in the house in which he and his wife are running and operating and living. All going to be professional athletes.
Top to bottom.
14 years in the NFL, a corner. We got some highlights. Look at this. People forget what this fucking guy did.
yeah.
We asked the NFL for some highlights just because every time we talk about him, I feel like some people who maybe never watch him play think like, hey, why are they talking about this guy this way? This is who Pac-Man was. So he's going to pick you off, obviously.
See ya.
He's going to outrun you. And then we're going to have a good time, too. People need to know that we fucking scored a touchdown, Pat. You remember these plays? You remember all these plays?
I started that rule. Now you can't even use the goal
Boom!
as a prop no more. Yeah.
That was your thing ever since the beginning?
Yeah.
Because I think that's what we realized from watching these highlights. Like, oh, you were the guy that started jumping on that thing.
Yeah.
Because the one I remember is when Antonio Brown shook the shit out of me on a punt return in the middle of Heinz Field when it was already a blowout game. Why is Antonio Brown returning punts? Get off the field. It's 4th quarter. You're up 3 scores.
Fair
All right?
question.
And he just shakes the shit out of me and everybody else on the team. And then he jumps on the post, slides down it. Thank God they cut me off because TikTok was obviously has a time length.
Sure.
So me getting shook without touch. Flag football. 1-hand touch, which nobody plays.
Right.
If we were playing 1-hand touch, would not have got him. Okay? On the ground, sideways. He did the thing, and I was like, okay, that's like Antonio's. We started watching these highlights. You did that every time you got in the paint, it felt like.
Oh, yeah, I started that. We used to call it the Pac-Man slide in Tennessee. Fisher was like, man, you got to have fun when you get in the end zone. And
You said, you got it.
Okay, sure.
Then they said we couldn't use the goalpost as a prop no more.
Hey, Gino's our guy.
Yeah, why do you
Hey,
hate
why you
Gino?
high-stepping on Gino's our guy?
You guys are already up 35 points.
Hey, we're on the Pac-Man slide. And we're going to do the Pac-Man slide.
Come on.
Oh,
Oh,
what are
this
we
was
doing
the
here?
night right here, bro. We had just got in from going out.
When?
Here?
Like day of?
Yeah.
Two.
We got to go out this night because it was a night game in Philly.
So you had to go out the night before?
Yeah, we went
Because you
out
got to
the night.
sleep in a little bit.
Yeah.
And then punter hits you a ball. What are you doing? And you just go 90, however many there.
Jeez.
And you guys won? Yeah?
Huh?
You guys won that game?
Yeah, we won the game.
Mentally already back in it. I mean, he was just returning a punt
Yeah, he
against
was-
the Philadelphia Eagles. You saw him.
Yeah, and then look at this one. I mean, this is another one. This is why you were a nightmare on the field whenever you had the ball in your hands. And obviously, we could showcase you just locking people down, too, as a corner. But it was like,
Yeah.
what an elusive fucking asshole this guy was.
Nuts. First, I mean,
Only thing stopping this dude's goalpost, it feels
Yeah,
like, whenever
right.
he gets the damn ball. Think about these punters. I'll tell you what it was like. This asshole, look, he should have been tackled right there. Like, should have stopped. Should have caught that ball, went immediately down. Now I'm running 4 circles, loop around some people, blocking it back to the punter, and then, they don't deserve
No,
it.
I'm
They don't
over
deserve it.
that.
They don't
Fine.
deserve it.
I was thinking about that fine, Pat.
Yeah, the ball fine's much bigger than, at that point, you didn't have any fine for hopping on the post there, but you're a dog, dude, and the way you operate in here, we really appreciate. Speaking of, the people that Pac-Man has brought into our universe,
absurd.
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah. We'll talk about someone, and Pac-Man will be like, hold on.
Hold on, let's see what he actually.
Well,
let's
why
see
are
what he
we-
actually thinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, what's that? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Hold on.
I've known him since I was like 13 or something.
You have the same thing in your phone, too. It's just different people.
No, I don't think so. Now that like the way we've no.
There
There
hasn't
has
been one person.
Yes.
that's
Every
been brought up.
generation every bucket of life, every style of human.
Every position on the football
Shit,
field.
we were talking about Ray Romano yesterday, and you were like, hold on.
I got you. Everybody loves Raymond, dude.
Exactly.
And you literally
You know.
send him a text. It does feel like that. With that being said, source says have some information. Pac, what have you heard about some interesting situations potentially developing around the NFL with one of the biggest names that is currently potentially on the market?
My sources tell me that D-Hop is getting hot right now.
Okay. Interest is heating up.
Interest is heating up. There's 5 teams on that list, and we'll start with the Falcons. Falcons need some help. They need wide receivers. I think that can fit. Ravens. I think if Lamar deal goes and get done, my sources tell me that might be a landing spot.
Okay. Okay. Baltimore Ravens in the game.
That'd be huge.
Did not know that was potentially the case. Source
One of the biggest
says are
teams
telling us.
our sources is telling us is the Bills.
The Buffalo Bills. And that would make sense because although our source says have told us nothing, we did see on Instagram Buffalo Soldier from D-Hop just yesterday in Sal Capaccio, the face in our eyes, and there's probably others we don't mean any disrespect to any other members of the Bills Mafia. The face of Bills Mafia, almost the he's like, hey, Uncle Sal of the Bills Mafia.
That's right. Buffalonian.
Covers the Bills. He's been covering the Buffaloes for a long time, and he is a
Buffalonian.
brother. I mean, this guy is awesome. He started getting excited about it. Buffalo Bills fans started getting excited about it, and that would be a place that certainly could get another weapon. A lot of people would wonder, though, contractually wise, though, how would all this work anywhere?
Yeah,
That's another thing.
Especially in Buffalo. It can't work.
I think it could work. Why couldn't it work? I think he can go to Buffalo, 1-year deal. I don't really think it's about the money with him right now. I think he want to get out, and it's a big thing. He want to win. Definitely want to win and get a shot. So my sources tell me Buffalo can work. I like the Raiders too.
Hey, they made a lot of plays.
The Raiders are on the board also, but I don't know. I go back and look at the teams, and I know D as a person. I'm leaning more toward the Bills or the Ravens.
And he was in Dallas with Von Miller working out just 2 weeks ago.
And Von Miller, assistant GM of the Buffalo Bills.
Of the Bills,
So it seems like Buffalo Soldier with Von Miller. With what we're hearing from Pac-Man source says feels like Buffalo Bills fans have a reason to be excited, but Falcons fans, I guess, in. Ravens fans, in. Raiders fans should know they're in. Anybody else?
Patriots fans.
What?
Okay, we'll revisit this for sure, but that is. Hey, I feel like that's some massive information about D-Hop that we had not heard.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff on the ticker. 5 teams interested, potentially one a leading and heavy favorite, mostly because of IG stories and other things now that we're hearing lingering. Speaking of lingering, this is something that's been looming over our head as soon as we heard it was a possibility.
Yep.
You know, in the sport of tennis, there's only one motherfucker that won 70 titles as a singles competitor and 70 titles as a doubles competitor.
That's right.
7 fucking Grand Slams, this guy.
Damn.
7 Grand Slams. Absolute dog. And on April 2nd, he will be competing for a $1 million prize in a pickleball tournament that'll be aired on ESPN with Andre Agassi, Andy Roddick, and Michael Chang. Ladies and gentlemen, John McEnroe.
Yay!
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, thank you for joining us, boss man. Obviously, I have known of your existence for a long time. I think like most people, my introduction to you was you just asking for a little accountability from these refs. Just a little bit of accountability from the umps. I think that's how we were all kind of introduced. And then as we see you in movies
That's right.
and everything like that, we've all become big fans. We appreciate you taking time here. Let's dive right into it. Hey, this pickleball tourney's for $1 million, pal. Are you pickleballing every day? Is this just like a natural transition for a tennis player?
Well, you know, as we get older, we cover less and less of the court, so this seemed to make more sense since it's about a third the size. But I'm not a big pickleball guy. You know, it beats my body up, but this was sort of too good to pass up to be playing against my old buddy Andre Agassi, Andy Roddick, and Michael Chang as a partner. I mean, this pickleball thing's crazy. I don't get it, but in the meantime, hopefully it'll be fun, and hopefully it'll bring some interest to the sport that I do really care about, which is tennis.
Okay, I love that you said that, just strictly because we wondered how the pickleball community would feel, because there's pickleball pros and pickleball leagues and everything going on, and then tennis guys coming in and playing. Is there a little tennis pickleball beef, you think, in the world of batting balls over a net in a confined space?
Well, I'm amazed that people take it quite as seriously as they apparently do compared to our sport. But that's, for other people to decide. I would compare it to the NFL. It's like a poor man's arena football.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, what you can do with the ball is limited. It's plastic. You've got little rackets like you're playing racquetball or squash. But a lot of my buddies like to play with me. It's a leveler playing field, obviously. They think they can beat me, and in some cases, probably some of them could, not the ones that I've been playing with recently. But we'll see. I don't know how much they're playing either. So, I've been working more just trying to have the body feel good because, as you get a little older, a little bit tougher to keep the body in tip-top condition.
How old are you, John?
I am 64 years old.
Hell yeah, you look good. Hey, John.
Yeah.
You look good. Are you a guy that's one of those every morning you work out and you're in shape, or if you had to really get back into shape for this, even though you're 64, you're always going to have to, be a little bit in pain, I assume. I'm not going to make it to 64, but that's what I've heard about what it's like.
I'm lucky that I didn't play your sport. I had some friends that I knew that, it's tough. Way tougher than what we did, but running on concrete is not easy. But I've always been one to stick with it. I haven't really ever let go of working out, so I'm actually feel like I feel pretty good for my age. I'll say that. But in pickleball, you're not doing a whole lot of running, obviously, because it's a tiny court. But you do have to bend a little, which isn't good as, you stiffen up. But generally, I've always kept at it. So this hasn't been that difficult. If anything, I would prefer to play less because the next day, doctors are going to be thrilled with pickleball. These people are going to get hurt left and right. So, you think you can walk out there and, oh, yeah, this is great. We'll just have some fun here and not worry about the body. And, they tear an Achilles and they're like, oh, maybe I should have warmed up.
It's a great time. We play here. We have a version of pickleball here in our studio here. And, it's Thunderball is what we call it because it's kind of a take on pickleball. And to your point, a lot of the rules of pickleball, they do try to take out the athleticism of it. They try to limit some things so it does feel as if everybody can play. Their strategy, though, have you started working up near the kitchen? You got your kitchen work ready? I mean, that feels like more of a ping pong operation than a tennis one at that particular case.
Well, I don't know if you ever saw me play tennis, but naturally I like to move forward, which I think is advantageous in pickleball. I don't want to give Agassi any ideas because he likes to stay in the baseline. So just stay back there as long as you want, Andre. And, Roddick had one of the biggest serves in the history of our sport. But, in pickleball, you can't serve overhand. So he lost that advantage also. So this gives us old farts, me and Michael Chang, a chance at this. So, and if you're in the front court in pickleball, you want to hit a lot of balls to me. In the air, just outside. Why they call it the kitchen or why it's called pickleball, I have no idea. It doesn't sound particularly cool to me, but we've always had trouble in my sport to get our sport to be considered sort of cool or, thought of in the same way as the other bigger sports. So it's been a frustration for, 45 years for me. I'm going out and yelling at an umpire and sometimes saying choice words, and I'm guessing that they're not saying hello, how are you on the football field.
Yeah.
And how dare a tennis player, curse or say something mean to the umpire, outrageous. So always wanted to be thought of sort of in the same way as the other sports, but that's been an uphill battle.
Yeah, I think it's because the environment kind of calls for it to almost be of a higher hey, we don't do that here type thing.
Gentlemen.
So I think that's why a lot of us related with you, because we're like, hey, tennis has a fucking dog over there. Can't wait to see how you perform in the pickleball slam and the doubles. I mean, you're a doubles champ. You'll be able to work the kitchen.
Simple.
Excited to watch you do your thing April 2nd on ESPN for $1 million prize, plus giving away a bunch of money as well to the winners. Let's talk about you and the refs, because obviously it is a multi-sport issue now, John. I don't know if you know this. Like, officiating is at its absolute worst, but it feels like tennis has it figured out because they have the entire court lasered pretty much. And we get to see that this thing's like a millimeter out of bounds. I couldn't even fathom back in the day before that happened how frustrating it would have had to have been to have a much better view on it than the people that are making the call. And I don't know, millions of dollars and millions of eyes being on the line and that call being wrong. Do you think you're a massive part of the change of the review system of tennis? And how can we make it fucking like that everywhere? Why is tennis so much better than everybody else now when it comes to reviews, you think, John?
Well, first of all, first time I went to London to play Wimbledon, I'd see linesmen and umpire that appeared to be older than my grandfather and may or may not have been awake sometimes. And I'm thinking, how the hell does anyone think when we watch and hit hundreds of thousands, if not millions of balls that we don't see the ball better than they do? But they didn't seem to buy into that. Despite the fact they'd make terrible calls, they'd still insist that you behaved absolutely properly. So that didn't go over too well. But, after a while, Connors, myself, maybe Nastasi, they felt like the inmates were running the asylum a bit too much. So at that point, they tightened up the rules. And they try to take the personality out of our sport. And Lord knows in our game, a one-on-one game, in my opinion, you need personality. And so they sort of stifled that. So I think they figured out over the course of time that was a bad idea. And tennis is the only sport, though, actually. You always have these judgment calls. There's a penalty on every play in football. You can make the same argument in basketball. You wonder why. I'd go crazy if I was a baseball player and an umpire gave a pitch of the outside, part of the plate.
Oh, you in a batter's box with an outside curve call. Oh, my God.
Bat.
That would be awesome.
I think that's what the plate's for. I believe the plate's for, if it's over the plate, it's a strike. If it's not, it's not. So that would be something that would be frustrating. But tennis is the only sport where, you're sort of in this rectangle. And now they figured out a way to, get all the lines covered. There's no linesman. I only worry about the conspiracy part of this. There's some guy up in the top of the stadium that's doing this computer thing. Come on. That could happen also.
Oh, John. That could, John. I don't even want to think of that because of how close it is.
Oh, yeah.
All he needs one
and then
glitch.
Put the one out that's an inch out.
John! John, that can't be. Is that happening?
Honestly, do we know if it's 100% accurate? I don't think we know the answer. I think there's a plus or minus. But I will say that it is comforting for the players ultimately. You got to buy into it. I bought into it. Fine. The fans seem to like it. The players. You don't even need to have linesmen or umpires anymore. So maybe I did have something to do with that. Get rid of these guys and give the money they were given to linesmen. Lord knows why they're getting any, but give it to the players.
I'm sure there was a couple good ones every once in a while, but the whole thought of
very rarely.
The thought of a tennis player clearly seeing the ball go out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then they run the fucking replay and it's on the line. And then immediately you go, they just fucked me. They just, like that. Is that why you feel that way? Is because if you've been in that situation or if you were in that situation, you'd be like, that's clearly wrong though. And everybody is just 100% bought in on it. Because I heard it in your answer there. The fans clearly have bought into this. Some of the players have bought into it. Are you thinking that those situations happen and we don't really get to see it because we all just are blind believers in the laser system that we're showing?
I'm hoping not.
Okay, good. Okay, good. That's a big deal.
I'm hoping not.
Because I look at that thing with bated breath. I'm like, I thought it was in. I thought it was in. Ty has a question for you, John.
John, when you look at the state of tennis right now, and you got guys like Nadal and Federer who are obviously done, and like some of the, I mean, with the exception of Djokovic, it's kind of a period of transition almost. Do you think that tennis, like professional tennis, is worried at all about the growth of pickleball, or do you think the guys who are going to go play pro pickleball are going to continually be the guys who can't hack it professionally in tennis?
Both. I think that there's a concern in tennis, obviously, when you have the three greatest players that ever lived just about to stop playing. I don't know how much longer Djokovic and Nadal can go on.
Well,
this guy Alcaraz is electric. He's like, one of the all-time players potentially, so that's good. I wonder the same thing: is pickleball helping or hurting tennis? I think that for the most part, to me, the best athletes are going to still go towards tennis. There's no question about it. But I think it's important for us to try to get, the Michael Jordans, the great athletes, young, growing up, that play 2 or 3 sports. LeBron James played 2 or 3 sports. Try to get those kids interested in tennis, like the Williams sisters. In the women's game, the girls, the playing field's more level in tennis than any other sport by far. I mean, tennis, they get 15 times more than the WNBA gets. And the best athletes, therefore, play tennis, which is good for us. In tennis, in the men's, there's football first, then there's basketball. There could be baseball. Now soccer's growing. You can stick 20 kids on a soccer field or something the size of a tennis court. Pickleball, you can put 2 or 3 pickleball courts.
Yeah.
Ka-ching. That's all it is. Ka-ching. Okay? You got tennis up here, somewhere way above there. Then you got racquetball, these other games. Pickleball, where the hell did that come from? This has been around 60 years, for God's sakes. Now all of a sudden they're saying it's bigger than tennis. I'm like, wow.
Whoa.
This is
maybe just participation, though. You got to think maybe it's just participation because, like, we're all. How old are you, Connor?
27.
He's 27 years old. Never played tennis, I don't think, right?
Never
was
once.
a tennis player.
Nope.
But played ping pong. So, like, we're ping pong
Take a look
players.
at him. Look at him. Don't worry.
Exactly, John. I weigh 300 pounds.
Just teasing you. Just teasing.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
But it is great. It is a great, it's a great little cardio activity that is pretty easy to do. So I think it's going to be a tough road for pickleball to try to catch up to tennis when it comes to prestige, when it comes to sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But I think
if that happens, then there's an apocalypse. Okay, if that happens, so just keep that in mind. Because if we even get close to that, we got some serious problems. But that doesn't mean it's not good for people to go out there and hit a pickleball.
There you go.
And get a little. The pickleball doubles is watched or it's played way more than singles. Why is that? The court's already a third the size or whatever it is of tennis. Now they're playing doubles. I mean, what is it? So you can sit in a chair while you play while you're at it? I mean, come on. But thankfully, since I'm not getting any younger, the 60s is rough.
Yeah, you might be in a chair. Yeah.
It makes sense for me, so maybe I'll be like Bobby Riggs. I'll play someone sitting in a chair.
That's what I'm saying. You come around. What was that guy that did the chair workouts that sold him for a bunch of money on TV?
He went missing for a long time.
Yeah. He would do the chair work. Imagine McEnroe.
Richard Simmons.
Well, there's also others, but certainly Richard Simmons was missing. We hope he's okay.
Okay.
You can underhand serve from that wheelchair.
Oh yeah,
simple.
And then
is that why Pat, you wear that sleeveless shirt because you're trying to model after Richard Simmons?
I wish I was as healthy and handsome. Obviously, John. Last question, but I think it is a sport that I don't think the tournaments, but activity-wise, I think it is activity that is very easy for a lot of people to participate in. Pac-Man has a question for you. Last one here, John. We appreciate you.
John, I totally agree with you on the athletic ability that you have to play pickleball, which is zero, because I haven't won a game here.
Yeah, that's right.
This asshole have beaten me every time.
The guy you said that, of course, never played has beat Pac-Man Jones, runs 4.28. Yeah. I mean, that is.
What's up, John? Eat it. How about that?
John, you got
Pac-Man, he's very intense, so I'm surprised he's not. You don't want to lose twice. I don't know if that's happened, but that's got to be enough to make you quit or work at it? Because you were very intense out there on the field.
It's got me working at it. So do you got any pointers for me?
There we go.
I'm not the right guy to ask about, pointers for pickleball.
You're playing for $1 million next weekend, John. Figure it the fuck out, dude. What are we doing?
Well, here's my advice then. You used to backpedal a lot. Forget the backpedaling part. Move forward. Okay. Get to the net as much as possible.
Had a baby. Hey, it sounds like you do have pickleball figured out.
That's
Can't wait to watch you guys compete in doubles. Also happening, same weekend, Amateur Pickleball Slam Tournament. Top amateur teams of 2 playing on March 31st and April 1st at Plantation Central Park for a $10,000 prize. Winners of the Amateur Pickleball Slam Tournament will also have the chance to compete against the legend.
Wow.
Wow. Some of these pickleballers are coming on here. Ladies and gentlemen, 7-time Grand Slam champion of tennis. Now, one of the faces of pickleball, John McEnroe.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, John. Appreciate you, buddy. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, what a beast.
Just so much shit talk coming out of every answer.
Johnny Mac's always going to be Johnny Mac.
Dude, that was
Hates pickleball.
think about, I mean, it certainly does feel
He
that way.
fucking hates
Hates
that.
that it taken away from tennis.
But wait till he starts playing. Like, I feel like he has not invested enough time in it. This tournament's going to force him to play and receive monetary benefit from.
Sure.
And he's going to realize that these tournaments are happening on a regular basis. I think he's going to get into pickleball. But we do need to stop attacking the tennis community. We need the tennis community to want to welcome in pickleball as well. Because I do feel like there's a budding. That's why I brought it up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It
I
feels
mean,
like there is.
There's a budding
Yeah.
thing going on. It's like, whoa, tennis. Nobody's talking about the fucking French Open here, okay? We're not talking about any of this stuff you guys got going on, but great activity, great sport that's cooking right now in the United States of America. It's been around for 60 years. I didn't know that till right there.
It is. And he mentioned it. He's a volley player. So it could go either way. Like, he could come in and just dominate and be like, fuck it, I'm not wasting my time with this. These guys are 30 years younger than me, and I'm beating their ass. And I played it, 2 weeks of the last 3 months. Like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. Or maybe he will catch the bug and be out there every weekend.
Well, and Ty asked a good question because Federer, Rafa, and Djokovic, who he said are the 3 best of all time. I didn't know if they were the 3 best or just the competition was as good. That's why they all have over 20 Grand Slams. But if there's not a new person coming up, maybe tennis. I know I think there's a 21-year-old who's the #1 ranked player in the world right now. But
Tyson McGuffin might just,
just jump over.
Tyson McGuffin might have to go over to tennis.
Well, that's because I was reading that, and a couple of these pickleball pros are guys who have extensive tennis backgrounds, but obviously were never good enough to play professional tennis. So it's
a lot of movement. Like, pickleball is a lot of movement. Tennis, though, those dudes are
you have
running.
to be in immaculate shape to play tennis.
Sliding, like your joints, it's a real. So I think that is. It sounded like this. The consistent hate from John about pickleball was about the lack of athleticism and movement.
Right.
And they play double, just smaller court. They play.
dare you?
They park the chair in the middle of the thing. Like, I think he feels like it's not that active. I'm sweating out here though, Pat. I'm getting after whenever I'm running around.
Yeah, I understood where he was coming from. He used the arena football as an example.
Oh yeah, I was quite
Fucking
shocked.
arena football is not like NFL football.
You're right, but it was exciting there for.
It was.
a
I'm
good
not
bit.
saying it's not exciting, but it's not like.
No, we all agree
the
with that.
caliber of work that you have to put in to be an NFL player. The caliber of work you have to put in to be a pro tennis player is way fucking different than pickleball.
Agreed.
Or
The sport calls for different.
Yeah, exactly.
The sport
But I
calls
like
for different
pickleball,
things.
though.
And it has exploded. Like, tennis has been around for a while, and it makes sense why they're doing the Netflix Breakpoint, series to kind of grow tennis and grow the characters. Because that's one of the things he said. Like, hey, it's an individual sport. You really don't know anyone outside of the Rafa, Djokovic, and Nadal, because those are the only 3 guys. After that, you just said some 21-year-old is #1 in the world.
I didn't say it. I think Tone said it.
Tone said that.
Hi, baby Tone. I didn't even know that. I
have
learned
no
something.
fucking idea who that is.
Man.
Yeah, I had
Guys,
no idea.
Hey, he's a dog.
Yeah, and but we know who Tyson McGuffin is.
You're damn right.
And we just started following pickleball a month ago. So
yeah, but he also said Joker's around for a while. Is he? I don't know, because right.
Yeah, well,
depends on.
Right, they won't let him play in any tournaments.
He's 19.
Pat,
Oh, he's younger.
#1
Okay.
player is 19.
How do we not know?
Wait till you see him on a pickleball court. What was that?
to John's point, when we first started playing pickleball and we learned the actual rules, I think everyone was less than enthused about the style of play. So you kind of took it and crafted it and created Thunderball, which is a much different version, I think, than the actual pickleball. So I see where he's coming from there about the athleticism and everything. We kind of put it back into the game.
Remember our first rules? Our first rules were like a lot of jumping, flying.
This is tennis.
A lot of moving. Like we're playing tennis with a pickleball thing. And then AQ Shipley came over, the authority on pickleball.
Sure. Yep.
Remember, because he played at his club.
Yeah, had his bag with him when he came over.
He full on.
His own.
You're not allowed to do that. Look it up. Look it up. Okay. Like he was getting upset about us beating him in this game that we had never played except for the day before, and he had a fucking full bag.
Racket.
He's like, that's not the rules. You guys aren't even playing pickleball right now or whatever. So we looked up the rules, and we were like, oh, they're trying to take all the athleticism basically out of, but there's strategy in there. Hey, you can find it in there too if you start working it. There's real strategy in real sports, I think.
But our game is way different. But I like the advice he gave me. He said, come up, play up, don't backpedal. And I figured that out by the last game.
Yeah, you got to dance with the kitchen. I don't know why it's called it. Well, it's because it's hot in there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Bingo. Right.
When you're up near the kitchen, it's hot up there. The fumes are coming off.
It's kind of what we figured out, too. It's like however much you buy into it, like that's how good of a workout you'll get out of it. Like if you actually like are trying to move out there and like trying to work up a sweat, you absolutely will. And if you're trying to just kind of sit back and dick around and volley, like you're not going to break a sweat, and it's not going to be a very good workout.
That's why everybody loves it.
Yeah.
That's why everybody loves it as like a cardio, I think. Personally, that's what it is. I think a lot of people just view it as a way to move. Like I'm just trying to move and do something without thinking that I'm moving and doing things. And it's great. They're putting the old chicken and pickle thing in here at Indiana.
Genius.
And we're like, we're going to go up there. Those courts are all going to be booked.
Oh, yeah.
We're never going to be able to get
That
on.
place is going to be flooded.
Never going to be able to get on them, ever.
Everybody loves this game.
It's
you don't
legit.
have to be no age group. Like I love this game, and I googled the pickleball game, which is a little bit more easier than this game.
For sure.
The Thunderdome game,
doubles.
This is a real game.
Yeah, that's a real deal here. Yeah, Thunderball's a real deal.
Yeah.
It's
a different ball game.
I'm pretty proud of what we got here, and it's only happened because of what we had available. So you kind of just piece a game together. This is like whenever you're growing up and you just fucking make shit up.
Yeah.
Like this is kind of, hey, it has a little bit of this, has a little bit of that. I don't want to say it's basketball, but I mean, this is vastly different than actual pickleball.
Yeah.
More court to defend. The wood, fast, slick track. So these balls are coming quick. Still got to be able to work the kitchen, though. Like, the kitchen is a big deal.
Feel better about it, though, from what McEnroe just said. Like,
he needs to know, does he?
He would love this game, I think. I believe he hates pickleball because of the lack of athleticism. This, you need more athleticism than in regular pickleball by far.
He won last in here.
Pac-Man.
He won last. We were running.
John freaking Mac.
Years old.
It don't matter. He's 64 fucking years old. No way he's gonna last in this game with us. Now, maybe the regular pickleball, but right here, made by
the Thunderball.
He probably comes in as the number 3 player in the office.
Who, McEnroe?
Yeah.
I mean, the two.
I would assume that McEnroe would do well.
Yeah.
I think he would crush us.
Well, in his 30s, yeah, for sure.
He would love a fault. The fact that we have faults on our serves, he would love that.
Get a bonus shot at it.
Bingo.
And underhand, what is the rule? The exact rule is the paddle has to be lower than your wrist.
Foxy and I were reading it. Yeah, paddle below the wrist when you.
Yeah.
And below the belly button.
And below, but that too.
Oh, I've been dancing with that.
But this game, you got to run around a little bit, though.
You got to move.
Mm-hmm. But he's got a point. He already knows the game of pickleball. You got to get to the net.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it happen. Sunday, April 2nd, noon on ESPN.
Hell yeah.
At Hard Rock down there in Hollywood, Florida.
Oh,
that's
nice.
a nice
The Seminole
What
Hard
a
Rock.
party.
Yeah, it's a great.
Right by Lottie Dowdy.
There's like a nice batch of bars and clubs in the back there.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. It used to be. I don't know if it still is. I haven't been there a long time. It's where that woman who was married to that really old guy passed away, Anna Nicole Smith.
Oh,
that's right.
okay.
Yeah.
She passed away in there.
Yeah.
And I think I was actually there the same weekend.
Damn.
Wow. I think.
That is crazy.
But it was a good time. Used to be a really good time down there.
Yeah, well, we know
think
Agassi
it still
hates
is.
this fucking game, too.
Yeah, I would wonder if McEnroe is speaking for all of tennis there or just McEnroe, because that could be the case.
Yeah, I think a lot of tennis.
Probably both.
Speaking of pickleball, I mean, you look out here, what do you see, boys? Couple new things.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 5-minute break and set this thing up because we got packed house here.
Here we go.
On the other side, we're going to have our second entry into the hashtag Easy Carry contest that Bud Light is having on Twitter right now. All you got to do is get creative. Film yourself carrying some beers to the friends or to the couch where you're going to sit down and have a beer.
Yeah.
Obviously, yesterday, Ty Schmidt completed the Thunder course here in the Thunderdome, where he picked up 5 aluminum bottles.
That's right.
Delicious.
For 5 people here on stage. Buried a beer pong shot, went up and over the Thunderball court, did a little zigzag thingy, went over this, buried a putt, got it to all of us under 60 seconds.
Unreal.
Hashtag easy carry contest. There's our submission. Bud Light's giving one person their favorite hashtag easy carry contest submission, 15 grand.
Whoa.
That's a lot.
Do you know how much bullshit Bud Light had to go through? Or maybe not, because maybe the Anheuser-Busch company is just really cool. Do you know how much most companies would have to go through to give away $15,000 on something?
Oh, endless amount of headaches.
What happened?
I'm just letting you know, like, we have potentially had conversations with a lot of companies about potentially giving away money, especially at that level that involves taxes, and more paperwork, and everything like that, and losing money from your company. Most places it does not fly.
No.
Bud Light's like 15 grand, give it.
We don't care.
Get rid of it.
All you gotta do is just create a video of you carrying some beer to the friends or to the couch. Make it creative. They will be voting on it. Who's voting?
That's a good question.
Pac, are you voting?
I vote.
Well,
there you go.
Is Bud Light gonna have you as a voter? I do wonder how they'll be picking.
The Clydesdales pick all their contests.
The Clydesdales for Budweiser?
Well, yeah, I mean.
Or the Frogs coming too? They're gonna do the.
Might be.
That'd be cool.
The Bud Wise.
They need to bring those commercials back.
Hell yeah. Bud Wise. That was 30 seconds. It cost them, like $4 million during the Super Bowl. Just had fucking frogs.
Genius.
And we're still talking
Still
about
remember
it
it,
today.
yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Bud Light.
Way to go, Bud Light.
Bud as a whole. So Connor will be competing in his easy carry contest submission. I believe he's taking some beers, doing some flip cup, little cornhole, a couple football tosses, and we'll be delivering 5 beers to everybody on the stage at the same time. Drops one. We won't be giving away any of the money. How will we be giving away the money? Every completed task that he does, he'll have one opportunity for each of them. Each flip of the cup will be worth $1,000. Each toss of a cornhole bag will be worth $1,000. Each football toss at the net will be worth $1,000. Potentially, quick math, 11 grand on the line.
Jeez.
So that would be 22 winners of $500.
And the basketball.
Oh, I forgot about that. The basketball layup at the end where you're going to have to trot half a court.
Yeah, with a lot of beer.
That'll be worth $2,500 at the end.
Okay.
Don't want to
Drop a beer, no money to anybody.
Oh, my God.
Don't drop a beer, dude. Don't waste a beer.
Never, not Bud Light.
Then you will deliver those 5 beers. We'll give away money. And we'll probably, you might, I don't know, we'll have to watch it. Ty put a great submission for that 15K.
He did. 60 seconds.
Were you impressed by Ty yesterday? I was.
I was. Right on the buzzer, too.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Love the celebration, too.
Hey, how are you beer pong? You a good beer pong player?
No, I'm not.
Flip cup? You play flip cup?
No.
Okay. You missed out. That was a good game.
Good time. Love
Flip cup is a good game. I'm not.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm much more of a flip cup guy than I am beer pong guy. But
Yep.
one flip for each of these, you'll have to. Whoa! You miss one, all of a sudden you're.
Yeah, you're in your head.
Oh my God!
Just gotta lock in, block out the noise.
All right, you'll do that on the other side of this break. Potentially $13,500 on the line.
Wow. Big money.
Potential $15,000 winner, though, as a submission to the hashtag Easy Carry contest that Bud Light's having. Boston Connor will attempt to win some money for the boys, for the people. Connor.
I mean, those
It's
bags. Those bags are going to be interested.
Cornhole is tough. We tried these boards earlier. It is not an easy board.
Oh, boy, oh,
You
boy.
can tell it's not an easy board.
It is a bit slick. I do believe there was some sandpaper that was taken to the Bud Light board.
Okay.
From the last practice round till now. Tim McAfee seen what was going on. These cornhole bags were sliding backwards on the board.
Yeah.
After they land on them, slide all the way off. It's like, well, that's not good.
It's ridiculous.
Then you put a little spin on them. They're not turning anywhere.
No.
These things are just hitting ice. Tim McAfee comes up, sands that thing down. Might have a little traction, but the bags suck.
They do.
Those are bad bags.
Okay.
I don't know if the board is necessarily the only problem there, but I'm excited to watch it there. And then the football thing, those footballs want to go in the hole.
We'll be fine with the football thing.
$13,500 on the line on the other side. Hashtag Easy Carry Contest with Bud Light, Boston Connor. We'll also answer some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line, 1-833-432-3663. We have Shaquille O'Neal joining us and AJ Hawk. Pac-Man in studio all day. What a day. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5.
Hey, that ain't gonna help. Miz, that ain't gonna help. That's gonna do nothing.
He was a 3-sport athlete at Plum High School, where his volleyball team was in the mix for a Section 3 title. Making his Lake Tahoe debut for the brand, McAfee! Aaron Rodgers!
Hi, baby.
AJ Hawk!
Hi, baby, AJ. Yes! Yeah, baby!
Come on! Come on! Come on! Good job.
AJ,
you got one of these? You got about 12 of these.
That's not real.
Good line here. Good line here. Buy some drinks.
Great putt.
Yeah. Oh, he wants to all-star about it.
Hey, let's go.
Get in. Get in. Come on. Here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Our American Century Championship coverage rolls on here from the back deck of Edgewood Tahoe. How about Pat McAfee stopping by, man?
Yeah. Ooh.
tried.
That's a good one to win on.
How come you slip through the draft, go undrafted, then you survive on the practice squad, then you show up and it's like, how has this guy not been on a team for so long? How many different moments were you like, I think I can make it in this league, I should make it in this league, and why is nobody plucking me off of this practice squad and signing me for 4 games anywhere? What was it about, you think?
I always told my buddies, my guy Stanley Morgan was on the practice squad the first year with me, and he's been a special teams guy for us, doing great things. But we always, getting out the mud type of thing, just waiting for opportunities. We've both been here for, this is year 4 for both of us there, so we always talk about getting out the mud. We always talk about on practice squad, our game day was Thursday because that was third down day. We got an opportunity to go against the number 1 D and try to show something, try to catch someone's eye there. So it's just a matter of staying patient and just waiting for opportunities.
Whenever you became like a focal point for the offense, were you prepared? Were you ready for it? Mindset day to day going into the building different, or are you still that practice squad guy and will be forever?
I think I'm still that practice squad guy, just grimy. I just got to be grimy day in and day out, and you can't get complacent. You can't let success stop your work ethic there. So I'm just trying to have some fun with it, make some plays whenever they come to me, and I don't know when it's going to come, but like in that play right there, we got a double-double, and I'm going to be single if they're doubling 2 people. So, there's a lot of weapons on this offense, but I'm going to win my one-on-one when I get my opportunities.
Hell yeah, grimy Stanford guy. Really? That sounds like a superpower. Hello and welcome back to the Thunderdome here in beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana. Joining us now is a guy out of Massachusetts who will be attempting to win money for the viewers and listeners of the show. Now, Ty Schmidt was here in one half of the Hammer. Dahn Cowboys, 10 Diggs is here. Adam Pac-Man Jones is here. And I think we have to go to Ty first here. Ty, obviously you had to complete one of these challenges just yesterday, #Easy Carry Contest. You were able to do it in an exhilarating 58 seconds, bringing beers.
30.
For the boys. Huh?
Yeah, I did it in 30 seconds, right? That's
no,
why.
that was counting down from 90. Yeah, 58 seconds. Yeah, 32 seconds.
60 seconds.
Yeah. If you would have done it in 30, I mean, so last night you went to bed, you said.
Yeah, I was like, God damn, I was blazing through that.
Okay, yeah, no. It counted down from 90, because remember, 90 was 20 winners.
Boom.
If you're able to do it in under 60 seconds, it was 25 winners. You came in buzzer beater, 32 seconds on the clock, 58 seconds into the contest.
There we go. Makes more sense.
Okay. Now, with that being said, a lot more sense, yes. And now that Connor is attempting to face a challenge that's kind of similar to yours, but vastly different with the exercises. How do you think he's going to fare here in the #Easy Carry Contest?
I think he's going to do just fine. Connor's a gamer. He's ready to go. He knows what the stakes are. The cornhole board is going to be tough. There's no two ways about it. That is the Goliath in this challenge.
It's right in the middle, too, so you can start out hot and get cold, or if you start out cold on the flip cup here, 1 flip per cup on this table. We'll have to start at the near end here, go to the left, then to the right, then come back around. Now, you get 1 chance to flip the cup each time. If you make it, guess what, Connor?
What's that?
$1,000 will be given away to the viewers.
Whoa, okay.
Of this particular program. You make the second cup. Guess what that means?
What's that?
$2,000.
What?
Third cup gets flipped successfully. You will make $3,000 for the people that are watching along at home right now. Then you'll move over to the cornhole board. You'll throw 4 of these things, each one worth $1,000. It has to go in the hole. Does not matter if it's on the board. We don't like close around here.
No, we don't.
This is not hand grenades.
Or bocce, or horseshoes. So the whole thought to end this thing is football into hole in the net, $1,000 each way. Then you'll go around there. You will grab a basketball, and for $2,500 to be given away, you will have to complete a layup into that hoop right down there. And if you drop a beer through this entire process,
what?
Nobody wins.
None?
Nobody wins. I don't want to be that person, but it's hashtag easy carry contest. Can't be dropping beers.
No,
you can't. You got to secure what's most important.
Now, the hashtag easy carry contest is one that everybody can do. Isn't that right, Connor?
That's right, everybody who is 21 and up.
Exactly.
Thanks for clarifying.
Boom.
That is a necessity whenever we're talking about this. You can get creative at home. All you got to do is grab some beers, deliver them in place, film yourself, make it creative. You could win $15,000 or enter into the top 8 bracket that we have for an autographed title belt and an extra $1,000. Connor, you don't have a time limit.
No.
But there is a lot that goes along with having success.
Yeah.
Where's your mind at right now as you seemingly have a lot of shit in the hoodie underneath your jacket?
Nope, I got nothing in my hoodie. My mind right now is with the people, because I know the people are thinking, well, Connor doesn't like when other people win money for the show. So all of a sudden they're thinking, hold on, did I rig this already? Am I going to purposefully make none? No, I'm going to purposefully make all of them. Aside from the bags, I can't promise anything with the bags, but everywhere else I feel real good about.
Okay, I like to hear that. Don't you, Pac?
Yeah, love to hear. I'm worried about the throws. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Oh, Pac-Man says this guy can't throw a fucking football.
I'm worried about the cups.
Oh, damn.
Hey guys, what the fuck? Okay,
Pat, you
We're on the
know,
same
you
team.
know, and I know. I mean, those are empty cups. Beer hasn't touched that table.
We come from a flip cup town.
Yeah, we do.
We come from a flip cup town.
Yeah, we do. Come on.
Those
What
are
we talking
those are
about?
one-handed flips too.
Stains forever.
Yeah, because he's going to have the beer in the other.
Yep.
Can't, not even a settle with the left. You know, because some houses you walk into, they start calling, oh, you're flipping with your left hand. Well, I'm gathering with my left hand and I'm
different.
settling.
Fuck it, we're gathering and shooting.
Yeah, come on. What do you want me to do? This one, he's got no hand.
No.
It's a guide. No hand to help. But people that have their eyes on you, hoping that you'll win for them. You didn't make it to the Morning Thunderball boys, but you have the opportunity today to show up for these people that are
Yeah,
watching.
I'm glad you brought that up. Just for everyone watching who know of the Morning Breakfast Pickleball boys, I wasn't fucking told. Okay, I wake up same time. I'm ready to come in here, not change anything. I get a text on my way in here. Hey guys, don't forget. Really huge meeting this morning. So we're not playing pickleball from 8 to 9. And you and Foxy are in here laughing around, playing grab ass while you play pickleball.
Early tea time. Early
Yeah,
tea time.
okay.
Open your ears, dude. You were invited.
You're
Shut
pouting.
up back
You
there.
were pouting. That's why you didn't hear it. You were too busy pouting.
Just like McEnroe.
But you can, well, he was awesome.
He was.
I don't want to dive
Love
into
that guy.
McEnroe too much. That was a fucking awesome
He was
conversation.
cool.
Still got the juice.
Bro,
Still got the juice.
Dude, he was pissed, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Hates pickleball.
I guess you could
Fired
just
up.
not do an activity, I guess, to play a sport. I guess you don't have to have any athleticism, is what he said. It's a great sport.
He would like Thunderball 10 times more than pickleball.
Yeah, we thought you liked Thunderball, but then you don't show
Love
up
it.
to early tea time. But that means nothing with what's about to happen right now.
You're right, you're right.
Need all your athleticism and positive juices. Do not listen to anything that Pac-Man said.
No.
Don't listen to anything that Tone
Definitely
Diggs
not.
said.
Block it out.
Don't listen to any of that. Right now is the time for you to submit your entry into the hashtag Easy Carry contest for Bud Light. Good luck, sir. On you. You
On
got
me?
there's no time limit, actually. So you don't be an asshole, though. You know, imagine if he sat here.
We're 10 minutes.
Man, now that you put it in my
No.
head.
I mean, this guy's got shit all over.
All right, let's go.
He picks up one can. Yesterday was the bottles tie you had to use. The cans, the little smaller, rounder, might be a little bit more difficult.
A little more slippy.
Oh, Connor
Good.
giving commentary.
Okay.
This reminds me of the.
Hey, Tony, I'm trying to flip.
This reminds me of the boulder carry.
Oh!
1 for 1. Connor in practice had not missed. I was very $2,000 being
He's a
given away,
pro.
Pac-Man.
The silence is.
Yeah.
Am I right?
It's a little bit of golf.
Wow.
3
That's
for
impressive.
3.
That is-
1 flip, Connor. No beers dropped.
That's how we do in
5
Plum.
beers seems a little bit. That is how we do in Plum. We are very proud of you. Now, how do you do in the cornhole? Oh my God! Trying to airmail it, I do believe they call it. We are currently at $3,000 being given away. Still at $3,000. He's 0 for his first 2-pack.
I just tweaked my knee.
That's going to affect you here at the end for the $2,500 layup if you're still holding on to your beers.
It's fucking bored. We talked about this.
Board has nothing to do with the hole.
Shit.
And the board has nothing to do with a full miss. But $3,000 still being given away. That is a good thing.
All right. let's see
Spin
what
that
he
thing,
got.
son.
See what he got. Boing.
Oh, are you going to go right down the line?
That's what we're trying to. Oh, shit.
Misses the net completely. 1 for 2. Batting 500.
Oh.
No. $4,000 being done.
Net
unkind.
Net unkind.
Normally that would give.
Yeah.
So right now we're still just sitting at $4,000 to be given away. No beers have been dropped.
Oh,
no! Charge! They changed the charge! Woo! $6,500 to be given away. I believe that is 13 winners of $500. Thank you, sir.
Out of breath.
It didn't seem too easy. Was it an easy carry or was it an easy carry?
Thank you, sir.
I mean, it was an easy carry, but then when you like really think about it, not as easy as it looks. Because hold on, my hands won't come out of this jacket.
Oh, we didn't even see those. I assume those were just.
Had no idea, right?
No, yeah, I had no idea. I thought that was just in case you dropped one.
Sure.
You were gonna.
Where are these coming from?
Sure.
Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah, you just run it back, because guess what? You don't want to do too many beer runs when you're enjoying Bud Lights with the boys.
Right.
All right, that's it. That's all I have. No, it's not.
We could see those
Hold
ones.
on.
Yeah, we saw
Hold
those.
on. Sorry, Joe.
Leonardo.
How about that? How about that? Oh, man. Let's see if I can. I think I got one more up my sleeve. Oh, I do. Oh. Ty, hold on. Got your third one. Oh.
You did great work there.
Here you go. That's all we have. Just kidding, Bill. Catch.
Oh, Bill getting one. Watch the face.
Oh,
no! Was not caught on camera. He
You
dropped
gotta
his
be
camera.
kidding me.
Oh, no.
He saved the beer, though.
Say the Bud Light. Hey, no Bud Lights were hurt in this message.
Good.
Camera was just broken.
Good move, Bill. Drop the $1,400 camera and save the $1 Bud Light.
Bro, we finally got a cameraman. We had somebody taking pictures. It was becoming a routine. I guess that's something that can go on in the hashtag Easy Carry contest.
That's right.
Golly, Connor, good work, pal.
I mean, the footballs were disappointing, but
cheers to you.
Cheers, pal.
Flip cup was impressive.
Cheers, boys.
It was.
I think this one wasn't up your ass or your sleeve. I think this one was just in your hand. So you're keeping those just in case you dropped one?
Oh, yeah.
I clearly saw them whenever you started.
No one could see him. I know you guys want to
It's very
This
fat.
can stinks. We give it to Connor.
John did you have him in during the John McEnroe conversation?
Yeah, I've had him in since the start of the show. That's why I had 2 jackets. This whole time.
McEnroe called him fat. He stuck with it.
Did.
That's fine.
He stuck with it.
Method
John,
acting.
he has no idea that I got 15 beers on me right now. Is that how many you had? Everybody got 3 beers?
16 beers. I mean, that old bag of bones wouldn't know what it's like drinking beers with the boys with Bud Light
Hey,
today.
cheers to you, pal.
Cheers to you guys, man.
Cheers to you. All right.
It was an honor.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who we missed mightily whenever he was not around. A man who we can't wait to get his takes on some things that were potentially allegedly broken on this particular program earlier today. He's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup champion, a video game community shit stirrer, father of 10, and COVID survivor, AJ Hawk. AJ, Connor had 16 beers on his person whenever John McEnroe called him fat and didn't tell anybody. What a fucking icon of a human.
I know. I just saw that. Do you know which ones were stuck in his anal cavity for the last 2 hours that you're drinking? Or
So he did keister, I think, this last one. I believe it was the third one was being keistered.
16 beers. That's amazing.
I thought so, too. Yeah, I don't think we fully have grasped yet that he was just walking around with 16 beers on him for the last hour and a half.
Yeah. Unbelievably impressed.
Kept me
You're a
cool.
dog.
They were cold, obviously. Ice cold Bud Lights. What are we talking about? So it kind of, I thought I was going to sweat a lot, but not at all because of these Bud Lights.
So when McEnroe calls you fat, is
Yeah.
there ever a point where you think to yourself, this fucking guy, I'm going to give up the gimmick here?
First thought was, who does this old motherfucker think that he is? That's my first thought, but I was never going to give up the gimmick, no.
Okay, well, we respect it. Shout out to you. And congrats to the 13 winners who retweet that video, say something nice to somebody, maybe Connor.
Yeah.
No. McEnroe.
Maybe McEnroe and Connor.
Both of them. Put them together.
Oh, no. Do we have it?
Oh,
no.
geez.
Oh, God. A camera flew half Thunderbolt court.
It did.
I mean, maybe even more.
I mean, Bill.
Man. Got it, though.
Good catch.
Hey, caught it.
Everyone's reaction when he dropped it on stage.
Oh, Jesus.
Bill.
Still work, Bill? Yeah, it's still working. Look, he's taking. Yeah. We're good.
He is not in here anymore. He has left, so he has not answered yet. You're asking a video if it was good or not. We will find out, certainly.
Probably drinking the beer.
Absolutely, having a brew hot. He's got some stuff to drink too, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. He also dropped the clicker to the gate this morning. That thing exploded as well. So Bill's had a case of the fumble fingers this morning.
I didn't know that happened. When that happened?
He put it back together. It was this morning. He was getting ready, I think, to open it for his food delivery, and he, bobbled it and. It fell on the floor. So
it exploded.
For his words, not mine. It exploded. He somehow mangled it and put it back together, and it works now. But we'll see. Bill's had a tough morning.
This gate remote, crucial part of this entire operation.
Massive.
When we were piecing this whole place together, we didn't really secure the whole gate open and entry conversation, communication thing well enough. Thought we had some concepts in play.
Yeah. Sure.
They certainly did not pan out. So now you just got to have eyes on the gate. And whenever somebody comes there.
You can't, though. You can't have eyes on the gate anywhere unless there's a monitor, like multiple monitors that show the gate.
Well, that's the thing. So you got to be in a particular area to
stand by the window.
You got to see the gate from one particular area. It is not efficient. We have to get it fixed, okay? There's been a lot of delivery people that have gotten very pissed off at us. We appreciate those people. We do not want to, inconvenience them at all.
No.
But also, we thought we had it figured out. It turns out fixing it's not an easy, not an easy thing at all.
Not at all.
We're almost at a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. I did not know we broke the fucking gate door. That's a big deal.
It is. Tim said we have a backup, so all is well. But
of course.
And Bill did, like I said, he kind of duct taped it, put it back together. But and it was funny because when my delivery guy came up, I hit that button about 150,000 times and it didn't fucking open.
I had to walk out there and meet him.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting.
So we'll see.
All right, no big deal. Bill, you're doing all right, Bill. We appreciate you, Bill.
Keep it going, Bill.
Keep going, Bill. New Bill 2.0. So there's some conversations happening around. What's wrong, AJ?
Nothing. Bill, I just worry for Bill. Hope he's doing all right.
We all do.
Yeah, the camera dropping was a real bummer.
Pac-Man is one of Bill's biggest allies.
He is.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Pac? Literally since day one of you coming.
Pac is very smart. He knows you got to stay on Bill's side. He gets it.
Yeah. Bob cool.
Bill just said it. Bill just said in chat, it's a humid day, sweaty hands.
Bob
You
cool.
got Baba cool. Yeah.
What you called Joey yesterday? Shanghai.
Shanghai. Yep.
Oh, my
man.
God.
Sorry, Bill. Your name's Bob now.
Dude, that's good change.
Yeah, not bad.
I said Pop. Did y'all think I said Bob?
Bob, yeah. We were hoping you said Bob.
Bob would be sweet.
Bob would have
At
been.
this point, you did.
Dude, his name is
We're
Bob
Super
all of a
Bob.
sudden. If you-
Bobby Tubes?
Oh, that was amazing. All right, let's dive in here. Pac-Man broke some news earlier that from his source says that the D-Hop conversation behind the scenes is seemingly heating up from his source says. 5 teams involved in the conversation: Falcons, Raiders, Ravens, Patriots,
Hell yeah.
and Buffalo Bills. Pac-Man, I get everything right there?
Yep.
Okay, that's what his sources are telling him. Last night, D-Hop posted on his Instagram a picture of himself rolling out and saying, Buffalo Soldier, with the lyrics on the screen so everybody can see it. You know, you see he's kind of driving away, isn't he? And he can look into the red car, too, even more, like Cardinals, you know what I mean? You can kind of see that whole thing. And then Buffalo Soldier is almost a title across the top. He'd been working out with Von Miller. His sources are telling him that these 5 teams are involved. The Buffalo Bills are one of them. This is an interesting little development here because if something happens sooner than later, that would make sense because the draft is coming up and people would like, something in exchange that they could potentially prepare for and use to make their team better in the next phase of the Arizona Cardinals under Monty
Ossendorf, Fort, one of the two.
Austin Fort.
Boom, we nailed it. The new general manager for the Arizona Cardinals. What are your thoughts on that? And the Buffalo Bills have potentially, it sounds like, from his Instagram story, maybe he'll do each one of those teams every single night. Like tonight he'll have an Atlanta song.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Yeah, the whole some Atlanta song.
Shipping up to Boston.
Dude, then a Vegas. I don't know if he'll have that one. I don't know if that one.
Well, I thought that's what you were about to say.
Nah, maybe. I mean, you're right. That could be a potential. For this particular series, yes, he could do that. Vegas one, probably going to be sick. And in Baltimore, I'm very pumped to see what the choice is, if that is what he's doing. But feels like, right? Doesn't it feel like?
Feels like the Buffalo Bills are the front runner, right?
Could you imagine them with Hop? That sounds like a fucking.
Out of those, when you started naming the teams, I instantly thought, yeah, I mean, I would imagine if you're D-Hop, you're trying to get to Buffalo. You want to go play with Josh Allen and the rest of those stars they have. You're going to get a ton of balls. Obviously, Lamar's situation needs to get cleared up for him to get more excited about the Ravens, I would imagine. But other than that, where would he want to go?
Yeah, Pac, and you talked about, punditry, I think you were talking about, not source says, but you gave your thoughts on like what he wants to do and what his mission is, right? He just wants to win, this guy.
Yeah, of course. And then you got to look at the conference and the division. And I'm not just saying Cincinnati is a three-head monster, but they are. It takes a good group of wide receivers to be competitive on that side. You look at the game, you go back, and you say, how can we beat Cincinnati?
If you're the Ravens?
No.
Or just in general?
If you're the
Buffalo Bills. Oh, gotcha.
Because that's what it is.
Anybody,
Buffalo
actually.
Bills, the Chiefs, and Cincinnati right now on that side.
Got it.
So I think Buffalo, this would be a great move for them. This make it a game when they play against Cincinnati now.
Go ahead.
I was told by Pac and Connor and other people that the Buffalo Bills were dead. So why would he go there if he wants to win?
Yeah, they did both say that, didn't they? That's without D-Hop.
Just put him back in the game.
It's without D-Hop, but also like
Best
what
quarterback
Pac
in
just
the
said, you got to look at the division and the conference. I mean, does D-Hop want to go to where Aaron Rodgers is going, where they're loading up everywhere, and now there's other news that they might add more
Is that what you
people
guys are telling yourself up in New England?
Oh, no, what I'm telling myself up in
Is that
New
what you guys
England
are
is
saying? Like, people don't want to come because Aaron Rodgers, the big bad wolf's back in town. Is that
people haven't wanted to come to New England for a little bit, okay? So we don't have
Since
to
when?
act like-
Since when? Since when?
Cam Newton. So we don't have to act like that's like,
Tom?
Well, AB came for Tom, yeah, and then thanks a lot, Antonio. But again, it hasn't been since Cam Newton. But when you look at the division as a whole, that's why it's like, okay, Bills, it makes sense. Josh Allen's unbelievable. Stephon Diggs will be the best receiver DeAndre Hopkins has ever played with. Probably for Stephon Diggs, the best receiver he's ever played with.
Yeah, what's been going on with him? Is there?
He did unfollow the Bills.
He did unfollow the Bills, which we have to keep an eye upon.
Yeah, he just restructured. So he just restructured his contract to free up even more cap space, and they restructured Von Miller and Josh Allen.
Oh yeah,
earlier.
because he took more guaranteed cash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that feels like that's not as big of a thing. But if you are looking at those 5 teams, like, yeah, Baltimore, they're not top dogs in their division. Atlanta, they're not. Raiders, they're not. Patriots, they're not. The only top dog is the Bills.
Be a great year to have D-Hop in there.
Yeah. And the Bengals lost a couple very key guys on defense. So that's probably another reason that's not on the list.
Oh. Bengals are a problem, though.
They
You
are.
think?
Yeah, at offense.
Hey, they're going to be able to go no matter what with Joe Burrow there?
Yeah.
Forever?
He's like Aaron. Like, you automatic contenders when you got those type of guys.
And how much fun is it to have those type of guys on
Like, you can't, that's something.
Ty, you tell us.
coach.
How much fun is that
it was,
to have?
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And now we'll see what the other side of that's like.
Well, it might be great, too. We don't
It's
know.
okay.
We have no idea. We have no clue. We have
Could
no
be.
clue.
And he also might, we'll see. Aaron Rodgers could be playing quarterback for the Packers next year. Like, I have not ruled that out yet. I know
AJ, what
he
was that?
doesn't
What
want
was that,
to.
AJ?
I got a question for Ty, a legit question for Ty as a Packer fan. How old were you when we went from Brett to Aaron? Do you remember?
What year did he get drafted? 2005?
Yeah, so like 2008 or 9 was when Aaron came in, right?
In high school.
Yeah. So I was like a senior in high school, freshman in college.
How'd you feel? Were you pissed or were you pumped for Aaron?
No, I was pumped. I mean, part
Why,
of that
because you saw him in that Cowboys game or what? I know a lot of people.
that was part of
With
it.
arms wide open.
That was part of it, but also towards the tail end of Favre's career, like in the playoffs, like he was throwing so many picks, and it was just like, all right, it's like he was great for a long time, but it's time to fucking move on from this guy.
Smart. I think some text messages or stats prove about the picks.
Mhm.
Like,
Allegedly.
Allegedly. We're talking about stats.
Yeah.
I accidentally said text. That's 100%.
No.
Allegedly.
Right.
The
stats.
Yeah,
say.
I watched it with my own 2 eyes.
Yeah. We're telling about his story here. We're not talking about it. We are just saying 100%
football.
I was on the team. There was a few picks thrown. I was there.
Whoa. Oh, no, but we're just saying stats.
A lot of touchdowns, too. A lot of touchdowns.
For sure.
Yeah, documented. Yeah, got it. All that. What year did you graduate high school?
2009.
Oh, me? No, I was 05.
Yeah.
College would have been 09.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, high school? Oh,
Man,
shit.
Yeah, is that me?
I don't know. Probably. Is that thing off? 02 you graduated high school?
Yeah.
How about you, AJ?
Same as Pac 02.
Oh, nice. You did not redshirt.
No.
Right in there, 3 years out.
Out of there.
We are going to the NFL. Playing in high school, you knew it was going to happen?
Yeah.
You knew you were going to the NFL immediately upon
I
stepping?
knew I would go pro in something. I didn't know if it would be basketball and football. One of them.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's a cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hey, listen, one of these sports is going to pay me a shit ton of money. That transition to Aaron Rodgers, though, Brett Favre was trending.
Allegedly.
I don't even know how to have to. Sorry, all right? Sorry, but have to do this. He was trending. This is just a factual fucking thing. He was trending because a lot of people were saying, oh, this Aaron situation, because the Jets, they were going into it all. And then if you went in there and started listening to Packers fans, felt like there was mixed reviews. AJ, what was it like behind the scenes going for it? Everybody was pumped for Aaron, or was there some old guard members that weren't exactly thrilled about how it was ending with Brett Favre? Because you could definitely see that, especially with being in an NFL locker room before. And how was it all kind of handled behind the scenes?
It's somewhat crazy thinking back to it because I remember Brett was the starter my first 2 years there. Aaron was the backup, lighting everything up in practice. We knew how great he was. And then Brett had one of his retirement pressers where he was crying and retired. I remember that offseason watching it in Ohio. I'm like, all right, we're moving on to Aaron. Here we go. And then Brett wanted to come back, and the players, we all knew how great Aaron was. We were gung-ho, all ready to go. And then Brett wanted to come back. It was the fans. Like the fans, when we opened up training camp, Brett – that's when all the drama came. Brett flew in to the airport. They got footage of him getting off the plane when we're about to go have our family night scrimmage the first week of camp, all that stuff. And then we go to practice, and fans were loud. They were pretty loud. I guess not like Green Bay fans are so respectful and so nice, but they definitely wanted Brett around. They definitely did. And then Aaron came in, and even though we were 6-10. Aaron's first year starting, but he still played really well. We gave up a ton of points.
Okay, so Tiger.
Well, and also just I think it was a lot of the older Packers fans were definitely pissed and wanted Favre to stay there and probably retire there. But it also made things easier because you guys won the Super Bowl not too long after Rodgers took over. So it was what
year? Second year?
2010 season, so I think his second year starting maybe his third.
So it was you saw, and like AJ said, even watching that first year when they went 6-10, it's this guy's unbelievable. We're in good hands here. And then boom, they win the Super Bowl right after that, and it's okay, made the right move.
So much different. I was there when Peyton was cut, and then Andrew Luck came in. Andrew had immediate success. I think that it had to happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that had to happen. Now, he didn't have as much success as Peyton. Peyton went on a couple different Super Bowls, and he broke records. So a lot of Indianapolis was Broncos fans as well because Peyton brought football to the city of Indianapolis. They weren't the Colts. So whenever he gets cut, it gets a little loud. It got a little loud, divisive, I think. It was a pretty divisively Colts and community, and then community itself as well. So Andrew knew, and I don't know if Andrew knew this. Andrew just handles everything he was just like this all the time.
Consummate pro.
He's been a professional.
He was so good, man. He was so good. I remember playing against him and watching him on film. I'm like, geez, they're going to pay this dude $1 billion when he's after his rookie deal.
Dude,
they did.
I actually tweeted about that. I got fined for it because Tannehill got some deal.
Yeah.
I forget what Tannehill's deal was. And then I put out a tweet if Ryan Tannehill is getting that, we've already been at the AFC Championship. Andrew Luck has already done everything. They're going to have to give Andrew a percentage of the fucking team. If this is what quarterbacks are already starting to get, because the thought that quarterbacks are going to start getting ridiculous amounts of money has been talked about for a long time.
Yeah.
Eating up a lot of the salary cap. That has been talked about for a long, long time. But Andrew had to be good quick. And I think what happened with Aaron there, 2 years in, they're winning the Super Bowl. Andrew is very good. I guess Jared Goff.
You have less time now, don't you think? You have less time to prove that you're the man now. If you have one iffy year, they might be drafting a dude right away.
I'm trying to think about when a guy has left in the team. I guess Patriots is the only situation where a guy has left and a guy stunk that was in the next one, but that wasn't.
Yeah, it was a little different just because we brought in Cam. The immediate after Tom was a guy from outside.
The Jets Cam. Who? When they trade who?
You said they sucked.
No, I'm saying after a team loses a guy, like Seattle, for instance, they trade away Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And then Geno comes in and leads the fucking NFL. Yeah. It's that's a much...
We thought they were dead. Everyone thought Seattle was dead this year.
That's a much easier transition. Bingo. Go ahead, Tone.
Chiefs, Alex Smith and Mahomes. That one worked out.
And Alex Smith had an MVP season the year before. Yeah. And then it was his best season he's ever had. And then they're yep, actually... We're moving on.
Tommy Maddox to Ben Roethlisberger.
Bingo. Go win a Super Bowl.
Opposite would be Drew Brees. The Saints have not been good since Drew Brees has left.
Okay, so in my head, I was trying to rally to find a spot. I guess that would be the.
We'll see with the Bucks now with Baker.
With Tom leaving. That's interesting because, like, results-oriented business, we're going to find out. And in a lot of the situations, the next generation has done good in these types of things. Jordan Love has certainly showcased that he could be. When's the deal getting done, AJ? What's the...
I mean, is there any reason for it to happen right now? There's no deadline we're looking at.
You can at least plan, like, the draft. You know, like, there's some things you could certainly...
I would assume both sides want it done. Right?
Yeah, Schefter said that they have not talked this week.
Yeah, so I don't know if you're...
But don't you think the trade the Jets made yesterday trying to pick up draft capital, like that's clearly like, hey, this is either going to be used for whatever we give up or like this is going directly to the Packers to try to get us Aaron and this thing.
I certainly think so. Yeah. I think it was something, but also like the earlier you do something, the more planning, the more information, the more flexibility you have. Like we're all just assuming like first night draft night because like that is the deadline. But there has to be some sort of positive that comes up in conversation when they're discussing the situation where it's like, yeah, and if we have that $60 million off of our cap right now, we can also restructure this. We can do this. Like there's just so many in the Jets. Like, all right, we got our guy. We can start doing our stuff. We don't have these picks. Packers, okay, we have these picks now. We can kind of bounce through what we want to do with them, maybe move them. It's like we all assume first night draft. Are you hearing that?
Yeah, I just heard that again, yeah.
What is it, I wonder, you think?
All this stuff's off.
That usually happens if someone's phone is too close to a mic.
Oh, maybe it's this mic's off. No, I don't think it just happened again. You're moving yours. We'll get it figured out someday. Okay.
Eventually. That was the first time in a while. We've been pretty good.
Yeah. I feel like our audio has been pretty good.
Yeah, ever since Z and that guy fixed it.
Jake is his name.
Jake. Yeah, Jake the Snake.
You probably didn't hear his name because you were too busy potting.
No, I was probably too busy trying to figure out when the Breakfast Boys were coming in without being told.
This guy was told we had an early tea time today. And
okay,
was potting. He didn't let words into his ears.
We cannot lie to the people about this. We talk about, being a very transparent show. We cannot lie to the people. We cannot tell them.
I was thinking about Foxy. Did we tell him?
Okay.
We definitely told him.
And everybody that was at the situation,
that's funny.
Vote on whether or not you told him.
Okay.
All in favor that we did tell him, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, a bunch of people.
All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Okay, so we're a democracy.
That's a great point. Let's go to the only other person this week that was coming in for morning, pickleball. It was Gertie. Gertie, you're back there. Were you told, Gertie, that this morning was going on? You're supposed to arrive at 7?
I didn't know about the early tea time, but that's a early time to get my ass whooped.
Gertie was making the grass.
Yes, thank you.
That's actually horseshit. I don't know what you're trying to do, Gertie. I was sitting right over there when Pat told you about the morning. Yeah, because we just got done playing yesterday.
Listen,
he said it's going to be an early tea time tomorrow.
I was told. And Tone was in morning. He was told.
Okay.
Ty was even told. Not normally a morning pickleball.
I hear a lot of pole greasing. I don't hear a lot of honest truth being told.
What are you talking about, pole greasing?
I'm the most honest guy you know.
The only thing that's getting jacked off right now is your memory of the whole situation.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of pole greasing. I have to just sit in the middle of it and just be the one.
Oh, you're skiing. Okay, you're the one.
He's skiing on everybody.
What we want to let you know is we missed you this morning. That's what we're saying.
That's not what you're saying.
And you're taking offense. You're taking offense to it.
That's not what you're saying.
AJ, this is disgusting what we got to go.
Is he invited anymore? Is he invited to the morning sessions anymore?
He was today. Yeah, he didn't show up.
No, I did not get invited. I did not get invited.
Let's move on. John McEnroe says this sport doesn't matter anyways. But
I thought he was promoting pickleball something.
He was, dude.
That's how he does it. Yeah, that's how he does it.
He's like a fool. First of its kind event featuring 4 American tennis icons, John McEnroe, Andre Agassi, Andy Roddick, and Michael Chang. The 4 legends will compete in the fastest growing sport in America, pickleball, for a $1 million purse. Broadcast live on ESPN on April 2nd at noon Eastern from Hard Rock Live at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. Additionally, yep, you get it. $100,000.
Wait, the winning team gets $1 million?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
That's why John McEnroe said it was too good of an opportunity to pass up.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
I don't like the sport. Nobody's moving. Don't really have to be an athlete. They're giving me $1 million if I fucking win. I guess I'll do it. It's kind of what he said. I love that he won heel in the promotion of this whole thing. Pickleball people booing McEnroe or chirping McEnroe would be an awesome thing if it took place.
Well, that's what we were talking about is like tennis guys having, a rivalry with pickleball guys. Like these pickleball pros have to be fucking pissed because they are not playing for $1 million in those tournaments. I know that for a fact. Like, it's like, oh, I'm a pro and I just won, like a singles title and I got 10 grand and $100 gift card to Chicken and Pickle or whatever that fucking restaurant
Hey,
is.
place is awesome. I heard.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I heard Chicken and Pickle is awesome. It's coming to Indy. Hey, welcome to Indiana.
And then you got McEnroe, who he's trashing our sport, and they're gonna let him play for $1 million next.
He's gonna have to earn it. He's 64.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to earn it. I think he's just going in there heel.
What's your over under that he cussed the ref out? Because I'm quite sure they don't have fucking replay.
There's no way.
Yeah, you're right. They're not gonna have laser.
Right, they ain't gonna have laser. You think it get that intense for $1 million?
Yeah, I hope he smashes some paddles.
I feel like old Joey Macaire knows what the deal is here.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's trying to build up a little bit of angst. He wants to get
Who's
back.
his teammate?
Michael Chang.
Yeah, he was talking shit on Agassi.
Yeah, he hates Agassi. Allegedly.
I don't know. I don't know if he alluded to that at all.
Said if Agassi wants to fucking hang out on the back line, good luck.
Yeah.
He said that's where he made all his hay. He said, I made it up at the net front court. He said, that's kind of the game.
Is he calling that soft? Is he saying it's soft what Agassi played?
Bingo.
He said in pickleball he's in trouble. Yeah, basically said that. And then he said Roddick's serve, can't serve it overhand. Sorry about it, pal. So his serve was a big advantage. He's like, doesn't have that anymore.
Negated.
So McEnroe's been studying. I think he's going to be ready. I'm excited that he's going in there heel. I will watch, though.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the TV right now. Bryce Young is jogging, warming up. I believe his pro day is today. Speaking of pro days, yesterday, C.J. Stroud had his pro day at Ohio State. I believe the general Bob Carpenter was in attendance, and maybe that's why he performed so damn well. There was a video that surfaced on the internet afterwards that makes everybody believe with that number one pick, CJ's going to Carolina. Listen to what Josh McCown, who is now the quarterback coach for the Carolina Panthers, says to CJ Stroud on his way out of the pro day. Jim Caldwell, legend.
Spun it well, bro. That was great.
I'll be there, I think, the 17th.
Owner of the fucking team there.
Thank you guys for coming, man. This is a lot. I appreciate you.
Good day.
We'll find a court. Play some horses.
It's right here. Come on.
Okay. Well,
How long
no,
you
maybe
got? I got to do a
we'll
little
Charlotte.
meeting.
We'll find a court.
When you live in Charlotte, we'll find a court.
Whoa.
Josh McCown knew what he was doing. There's fucking cameras right yonder. Right there. And Josh is going to have to be the guy who's going to battle with the quarterback as the quarterback coach. Quarterback coach, very important role, especially for a rookie quarterback that's going to be a superstar phenom in everybody's eyes. I think that was a massive statement. Are we reading too far into it? The owner daps him up. Jim Caldwell's in the circle. Frank Reich's there. Josh McCown's there. When you live in Charlotte, he's saying, CJ Stroud's going number one. Is that what you're hearing out of the pro day yesterday, AJ Hawk?
It sure seems that way when you see the owner there and everyone. Like it does make sense, but also this could be a giant smokescreen because are they watching Bryce Young right now?
Yeah, that's after that workout that we saw some highlights. I was wondering if everyone they go to, they're like, okay, we're taking this guy.
Yeah, bingo.
Yeah, probably.
Good
It
play.
might feel that way. Yeah.
Good play by Ohio State getting in there first. So now they judge everybody off of what C.J. Stroud just did, which was ball. I mean, he looked incredible at his pro day. Pac, what are your thoughts on that interaction there and what happens at number one with the Carolina Panthers?
I think it's a done deal. Normally when the quarterbacks are that good and that high, they already have their eyes on the guy. You normally don't slip if they like this guy. For the owner.
Yeah, the owner,
to the
pro day. Yeah.
The owner never goes to the pro day.
Yep.
So for the owner to be there and the whole staff, as far as offensively, I think it's a done deal.
Couple things here quickly. It was reported by Dave Calabro here, NBC affiliate WTHR. Good guy, sports guy, local guy, been around the Colts a long time. He reported yesterday, I believe, that Colts had one person
I believe that's what he tweeted.
at the pro day. We think that he was the only person that said that. We do not know if that's 100% true, but Calabro would be a guy that would have that information. Great hair on that fucking guy, too. Paisano's got great fucking hair, Calabro. There was only one person there. All of Indianapolis goes like, aren't we in the market for a quarterback?
Yeah,
Why
we
would
got
we
a
only
chance of getting him.
Why would we have one person? What are your thoughts on that? And also, what happened to your pro day?
So yeah, at my pro day, it was like the top 10 teams there. Nobody that was up under the 10th pick wasn't there.
No big deal.
Yeah, so it worked out, boom, 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 but it was only like the top 6 teams because other teams didn't think they had a shot. I don't think the Colts have a shot of getting CJ. There's nowhere in the hell that he slips all the way down to 3.
Yeah, which is where we would have to go to get a quarterback. We'd have to trade up to 3, which would have to be another play, which is why I think a lot of Colts fans are like, we're not even looking to think if we should make a play if he's going to be there. But how many Titans people were there for your pro day?
Oh, it was only one.
So that's what I think that is something that's interesting. Like whenever they're able to, take that top 30 visit and they have them in their own building and facility, I think that matters a lot more, AJ. Am I right as a top 5 pick in the NFL?
I think you're right because they want to get you like one-on-one, what you're like when you're not around anybody else, get you in the room, get you on the board, do all the stuff you did for like 15 minutes at the combine. They want to get you with a full day, maybe take you to dinner, actually see like, hey, is this dude, does he have a presence about him? Is he a leader? How's he going to fit in this locker room? Like they're just doing all their homework.
And at the combine, he had the greatest throwing performance that Daniel Jeremiah has seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So I guess you could, if you had eyes on him at the pro day when he's doing different throws and different things with wide receivers that he knows and timing and everything, you could see what else he does. I think it's just understood probably by a lot of people like, hey, the guy can fucking throw the football.
Yeah.
So for going forward here in these pro days, I don't think we should automatically just panic if a team doesn't seem to have as much interest because it doesn't mean anything. And literally, Pac-Man is sitting right here, number 6 overall pick. Titans only had one person at the workout.
Yeah. The other thing, too, with Stroud is the movement. Like, I know we talk about this all the time with, sports books. They have shit.
That was a terrible throw.
That's the
he's warming up, Pat.
tweet about the one scout.
Okay. I'm joking. Look at him just fucking right.
Casual.
Like,
boom. In a bucket, dude. He's in person, too, when you watch him play, which I assume a lot of the guys got to see at the Combine when he was working out. Thankful he threw, too.
Yeah.
Threw at the Combine. Didn't have to throw at the Combine. Threw at the Combine. Other people in the past in his position wouldn't have thrown at the Combine. Throws at the Combine. When we got to see him at that Georgia game, Peach Bowl, you look at him, you're like, holy fuck, that's a Sunday guy.
That's the dude.
Like, I guess that is something that could happen at the pro day. I guess that's another thing that can take place. But I feel like everybody already has that feeling about CJ. I might be misreading it, though, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, they probably just want to make sure if it's Carolina and they're pretty sure they're going to take him number 1, they just want to spend as much time as they possibly can around him and anyone else they're considering if there's, any red flags or whatever pop up. But that's the thing. No matter how there's guys that can spin it every single year. How do you know this guy's going to transition to the next level and be a star, be your franchise guy? It's just there's no science. It's all there's luck involved. It's crazy how it works.
Well, there's the Goldman standard, obviously, a test that has come out over the last. But I think the brain is the biggest part that they're trying to figure out. So I wonder if at a pro day with how many people there are, some people don't view it as a way to necessarily get in there. But I will say, the Carolina Panthers having their owner there, head coach, senior consultant, quarterback coach, all in a presence. That was a statement. There was a reason for that. Was that to show CJ, like, hey, we're invested, we're heavily invested? Was that to show the world we're heavily invested in CJ? And what will look like at Bryce Young's pro day, I guess we'll find out literally in moments.
And to all your points, like, obviously the combine was here and CJ threw here. They could be like, yeah, how many times we have to see this guy throw? He can fucking throw. He's really good.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, with them trading up to 1. Like, the owner, I didn't think about that. Him being there is that big of a deal. He probably wants to know, like, hey, I just gave away my best player that was on my roster going into the offseason with DJ Moore, and I mortgaged the entire future on this guy. Like, I at least want to see him because he wasn't here for the combine.
Do they do dinners and shit at these pro days? Like, what are the meetings like?
Yeah. There's videos. There's pictures guys have tweeted out having dinner with coaches and stuff.
So that's probably a big deal for the owner. Yeah. Like, hey, let's go do dinner with this guy that I'm potentially going to invest millions of dollars.
Tomlin was having dinner at Jeff Ruby's where you went before game day with a couple of the linemen from Ohio
With both tackles in the center. Yeah, we're getting the big boys. Let's go, baby.
Did they shout out to the offensive line? Look at Tomlin chilling. I don't know if that's the same table we were at Ruby's. You think it was? No, it was.
That's a back little room deal.
Oh, we were not in there?
Yeah, it's like the Buckeye room, they call it.
Oh, the Buckeye room.
Got to be formal.
That's that room. I don't know if you saw it. General Bob, Alice Cooper stopped by General Bob's birthday dinner in that room, actually. He tweeted it out.
Of course, I have seen that. We all have seen Alice Cooper show up at General Bob Carpenter's birthday in that Buckeye room at Jeff Ruby's. I don't know if we were in there. I do know that I was with Kirk Herbstreit, and we ordered 3 Herbstreit rolls.
Boom.
And they were delicious. Do you remember how delightful those Herbstreit rolls were? That was
I think
great.
there's a Herbstreit steak, too, as well.
Oh, this fucking guy. This guy's got a whole menu out there. Old Herb.
He's got a Hyde Park, a nice steakhouse. There's a Herbstreit steak there as well.
Legend!
Unreal.
Absolute legend. But I think those dinners are like a very vital thing for some particular people. I would assume the owners, because that's like a happy hour situation. Let's have some food. How's this person eat? What do they order? Like, there's probably some people that are like, all right, let me see how this human is as an operator in public.
See how he treats the waiters and everyone else as well. Like, that's a big thing you want to see.
Reaction whenever you walk into a restaurant of person with people. You know, like, there's so many little things that can pop up that you can get a glimpse at the human whenever you're out and about at a place, that's a little bit less structured and scripted. So maybe that's why the Panthers are there, but I enjoy the fact that that's getting utilized to kind of figure out if a guy's a guy or not.
I also want to know how the dinner works because last year Tomlin and the Steelers got to have dinner every night with whoever the top quarterback was, whatever pro day they were getting. Like, does Tomlin, because he's been a coach for 18 years or whatever, have first pick of the players he wants to go to dinner with the night before over the other coaches and teams?
Yeah, you got to get in ahead of time. Like those people that schedule their trips like 9 months out, so they have all the amenities already taken whenever you get there.
I'm quite sure the agent taking care of that. These agents know, like, ballpark range where the guys are getting picked. Like, I'm not going. I'm not fucking going to eat with the Steelers if they are the fucking last pick of the draft and I expect it to go top 5 and the Colts have the number 3 pick. I'm going to go eat with the top 5 teams. Hey, man, I know y'all like me, but that don't make sense for me.
Yeah, bad business.
Yeah.
Waste of time. Bad time management. There was a player that so Andrew was supposed to go number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
To the Colts. But it was a question. Is it going to be RG3?
Yeah.
Is it going to be Andrew Luck? For 6 years, since his high school days, it was Andrew Luck. It's going to be the number 1 overall pick. Andrew Luck's going to be the number 1 overall pick. We get to the time. There was a whole, people thought we sucked for luck. Remember, Suck for Luck campaign was like out there. Obviously, players did not want to put shit on film, but that was like a narrative. And then before the draft, they're like, will the Colts take RG3? It's like, what the fuck happened for the last 10 years and last season and everything like that? I was so confused. I was just, hey, RG3, we know, hey, you're your thing, but as a player in the locker room, I'm like, what could have changed? What could have possibly changed? So Andrew was in on his visit. I see him or whatever. And I'm like, what do you got next? And I tell him, he goes, I got to go to Washington. He said, number 2. I'm like, why the fuck are you going to, why are you? He's like, I got to go meet, the front office. And he was like, just taking it as a professional. I was so flustered. I was like, so is there a chance we're not, have you not been told yet? What are we even talking? Do you think the guys know? When did they find out? When did you find out you were going to go 5? Did you know you had a chance you were going to go there? When do you think these guys find out beforehand?
Well, when you're the number 1 pick, a lot of times they have the deal already done before they draft him. They've already started working on the contract back in the day. I think Baker was like that, wasn't he? Didn't they have a deal already? Or I don't know if it was Baker.
Yeah, because it was him and Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah.
How about you? Did you know you're going to end up at Tennessee, and did they tell you that?
Coach Fisher told me, he's like, if you're there at 5, you're not going. If you're there at 6, you ain't going past 6.
Yeah, and AJ almost got drafted by Sean Payton at 2.
At 2, but instead it was Mario Williams drafted instead of Reggie Bush to the Houston Texans because they had to tackle Peyton Manning, and Reggie didn't have any sacks in college.
None.
So Charlie Casserly took Mario Williams, and Sean Payton was sitting there about to draft A.J. Hawk, and he says, fucking Reggie Bush is here? I'm going to take Reggie Bush, I guess. And then you slide all the way. Oh, it's a fly.
I know.
Yikes.
Oh, my God. Disgusting.
Man, what a terrible night in the green room for AJ.
In that suit, too?
His
dad. I got to meet with Jeff Fisher and the Titans had the 3rd pick that year. That's when they took Vince Young. I got to meet Jeff Fisher and take a visit to Tennessee. And I walked into his office. He had his boots up on the desk. He's sitting there, and he's like, yeah, well, he's like, we're taking a quarterback. So I'm just telling you, just want to be honest with you. But I appreciate you coming out here.
What a legend.
I loved him, though, because I got to go with Dave McGinnis, the linebacker coach, took me to a barbecue spot, got to tour everything. It seemed like a fun organization to play in.
Hey, here's a great city that I'm definitely not playing in.
Tennessee's cool.
Yeah. Could have spent this day doing literally anything else, but hey, great day. Get a little barbecue.
Yeah, I like Nashville.
You would have bought raw land back then there.
Oh, man. All right,
it wasn't blowing up yet.
All right, let's talk about raw land. Let's talk about a situation that is obviously brewing in Green Bay and in the New York Jets facility in New Jersey, I do believe. So that trade is obviously, in our eyes, going to happen. Everybody is just assuming that a trade's going to happen between the Green Bay Packers and the New York Jets for Aaron Rodgers to be a New York Jet, be their starting quarterback next year, although it hasn't been finalized as of this moment. We assume it's going to be draft night. Could happen anytime, though. All lives would be better if the deal got done earlier. The New York Jets have already made moves to acquire more draft capital to potentially lure the deal into getting finished. Optically, that's what it looks like.
Doing top 5 lists on the AFC, including Aaron.
Boom. That's where we're at right now. Now, Jeff Darlington. who can spin a fucking thing. He was a waiter, was a server at one point because he can spin shit on his finger. We saw it live this morning on TV.
Seat cushion.
On Get Up. He was spinning. He spun a little thing. Then he spun a little bigger thing.
Oh.
Then he spun a little bigger
Is he in the
thing.
circus or something?
No, I think it was just a server. Like, I think those servers, whenever you're at a place and you're not doing anything, you're fucking bored. There's a lot of, like, just fucking around. I think, like, there's been a lot of servers that I've met that have that ability.
Yep. Yeah.
And every time they do it, it is a crowd pleaser.
Oh, yeah.
It is a crowd pleaser.
Cool.
It's like a circus act happening right in front of your fucking eyes while everybody's incredibly intoxicated at a party. It's like, holy shit, this guy's got superpowers. And then you try to do it, and it ain't happening. It's not something you're going to learn in like 4 minutes. And how long are you going to try, whenever you're at a social gathering and intoxicated? Probably about 30 seconds.
Right.
They master it, though.
Oh, yeah.
They're crushed.
It is a weapon. If you're a young, I would recommend figuring that one out. Always hits at a party. Always hits. Darlington did it this morning on Get Up. Darlington also said that. I thought that was going to be him spinning.
Me too.
I thought we had a video.
No way. No
I
way.
was like, in my head, I was running, should we run this? We're going to get a strike. There was an equation happening in my head for how much it was going to cost versus what the pop was going to be out of it, the little pros and cons situation. But Darlington spins some shit on Get Up this morning and then spins a conversation back into the convo about Odell Beckham Jr.?
What?
Here's Jeff Darlington on Get Up this morning.
So they got a receiver. Is OBJ still a possibility?
Oh, yes.
Oh, all right.
And that's the most important thing I think about this conversation is the fact that just because you see this wide receiver room continuing to shift does not mean that they are done work.
Oh.
We should very much consider Odell Beckham Jr. still on the table as an option for the New York Jets. In fact, we can go even further to say that both sides would still like to see this done. Financials still in the way of actually finalizing this thing, but I still think that Odell Beckham Jr. will wind up with the New York Jets.
Wow. Okay, so Darlington's been around a long time. That is hey, he's going to the Jets. This sounds like an Aaron Rodgers type thing. Like both sides plan on getting the deal done. The next step is Odell Beckham Jr., McCole Hardman, Alan Lazard, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall is back in the backfield, and then Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. The Jets are fucking working right now. AJ, your thoughts on hearing that about OBJ, which we kind of linked, right? Because Sauce Gardner alluded to package deals happening if Aaron comes on his Twitch stream alongside Garrett and Breece Hall while they were burning the cheesehead.
And Aaron's list.
And then there was a FaceTime the next day. Sauce was talking to OBJ before his workout. And then Diana Rossini got information of a list of players that were obviously talked about between Aaron and the Jets. She said it was a demand list. Aaron said that was not the case at all, but there was certainly conversation about a lot of players. And Odell Beckham Jr.'s name was on there. So it's a lot of smoke here that OBJ's going to the Jets. And it seems like it's kind of come back into the conversation cycle because Darlington said it's going to happen. How do you feel? Holy shit, look at this weapon. Look at this weaponry that Aaron potentially has in New Jersey, New York area. Holy fuck.
I mean, before they've signed anybody else, before they've done any of this, they still had a very explosive offense, I feel like. The fact that they're doing this, making all these moves, Breece Hall is going to be healthy again. The guy is an absolute stud. It would make sense, yeah. And didn't Aaron even say on here after he said, obviously, I did not make a demand list, but he said, who wouldn't want to play with Odell Beckham Jr.? Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'd love to. Like, yeah, sounds great. And it sounds like whatever Darlington, whoever he's talking to, sounds like they pretty much agreed to a deal, and now they're just trying to come up with the numbers.
Figure out the financials. Pac, what does this do for an offense? Odell still got it?
Yeah, I think Odell still got it. But what does this do for the division? First, it put the Patriots in dead fucking last.
Come on, dude. No, let's talk about
it. Does.
Without this.
Would you like to bet? Would you bet that you're betting that Patriots coming fourth in the division?
Let's just say D-Hop goes to the Bills.
Could happen.
Let's say Odell go to the Jets. Miami has some weapons down there. They can compete. It leaves nothing for the Patriots.
Oh, no.
Look, I mean, absolutely. But
dead last. In the division, that's what you're saying?
We're in a better situation this year than last year. We won 8 games, and, let's just say...
Won 8 games.
Let's just say Tua, gets slammed to the ground by Von Miller.
Whoa, don't say that. You're going to end up on a mountain.
Yeah, I'll end up on the mountain, but those people who are making those mountains, they're wondering the same thing.
It is interesting, though. The AFC East has all of a sudden gotten very popular, very big named, and very talent riddled.
Yeah, top heavy.
All over the place. The Jets getting into the game, the Jets having the second best odds to win the division is crazy. Congrats to Jets fans.
Yeah, unreal.
Our guy Greeny, we'll send our T's and P's to. He had a heart procedure?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ablation?
Yes.
Oh,
What's that mean, AJ? What's that mean?
Honestly, I don't know.
Me neither. Sounds serious, though.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it was happening. I don't think any of us did till his wife, Stacy, told everybody that he's in recovery or whatever and then put out what's going on. Greeny, hey, we love you, pal.
Miss you, Greeny.
How about his heart, though, actually getting so
Couldn't take
potentially
it.
worked up here?
Yeah.
Because he is on, the eve of this Jets team being relevant, notable, and potentially very fucking good.
Yep.
And having everything that you need to be a good football team in 2023. Now, 2 of those deals are not completed.
Yeah.
It's all just assumed, which is wild in the NFL because you never know what could take place. But that's a good time to be a Jets fan. We're happy for them, aren't we, Ty?
Yeah.
Ty, aren't we happy for those Jets fans?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I've come to terms with this weeks ago, so I'm not crying over spilled milk anymore. It is what it is, and it'll also be pretty cool because it does seem like Rodgers and Odell have kind of been 2 ships passing in the night for quite some time right now. Like, he's been available a couple different times, and like the Packers have kind of always been in on him, but they were never going to pay him what he was owed and what he deserved. So like it was just never going to happen. And it will be really, really cool to watch those guys play together if this does end up happening.
Odell Beckham Jr. said, I don't know who'd say $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about? That's what he said.
It's a lot of money.
I think that's what he said, right? He said, I'm just not taking, what I was offering.
Yeah, I'm not taking 4.
Come on now, in between, right? 4,
Yeah.
20,
15.
Yeah, let's go in between here. I bet the whole
6.
pot. Let's go ahead and get that whole thing. Like that is something that I think was a narrative that was being built so that fan bases wouldn't expect Odell Beckham Jr. to come to their team because he would be too expensive. He came out and said that is not the case. Then there was reports that he did ask that at one point, and then now has since changed. It's like, well, that's business. Like,
Who cares if he asked that? What do you mean? Of course, you got to start high.
Bingo, yeah. Like I was asked by a platform, so what are you thinking for? And it was a long. I'm like, $400 million a year, I think. Like that would be.
Let's start there.
Let's start at 500.
Yeah.
500 million. Like I am not. You know what I mean? Like I am not going to go ahead and be the one that puts the number on this. But like, that's a tactic that could easily be used in negotiation, just to kind of kick the ball, punt the ball back into the other place, just to see where they're at, to see if it's a reality, if you're thinking about it, or if you're even in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
So maybe it's that, but that's what negotiating is. Like that's literally how it works out. So people holding that against him, he was asking for 20 at some point. It's like, should have asked for fucking 30. Like,
Yeah.
what are we even talking about here? Because I'll tell you what, the NFL's negotiators, they're going to whittle that on down.
Yes.
They are going to whittle that on down if you want to get a deal done. That's just kind of how it goes.
Well, and like no disrespect to like any of these free agent receivers that have been signed this year, and like I know Odell has had injury history and everything, but like he's in a different class than the guys who have been getting paid this offseason. And yeah, they're younger, and a lot of them haven't had torn ACLs, multiple or whatever, but like.
Dude, it's Super Bowl. He's going to be the MVP.
Exactly. Like
the last time we seen him play, it's a long time ago, and injuries can change everything, and Father Time does obviously do that. And will he play a full season? I don't think any team's expecting 17 games out of Odell Beckham Jr. He's a fucking Ferrari, okay? There's some times where a Ferrari runs over a pothole, and all of a sudden there's like a little tweak, and it's like, well, we can't drive it every single day. Like, I think it's a very expected thing. Like, okay, we get 13, 14 good regular season games out of Odell Beckham Jr., and then when the playoffs come around, Odell is going to be Odell. Like, that's why teams are loading up on weapons, because it's damn near impossible to keep everybody healthy for a 17-game season at a position that's going to take hits naturally and also very high speed. So, like, muscles and joints, you're talking about shit getting kind of tweaked. So I think, like, I still think Odell got this is a different conversation than the Cam Newton conversation.
Way different.
It's a vastly different conversation than Cam Newton. I guess people can point out like how he didn't have success in Cleveland or whatever. It's like as soon as he got to LA, he scored a touchdown every fucking game. Every fucking game he scored a touchdown. His hands are the size of this fucking computer somehow. He's a remarkable talent, and he's also saying like I'm not taking $4 million, like $6 million, $7 million, $8 million bucks for $10 million bucks for Odell. That's a running back franchise tag.
Yeah. Right.
Like that is very feasible, I think, for a lot of people. And if he goes to a team that has a chance in a big market, that OBJ fever is going to be loud.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be all the way back.
Just for the sake of argument, like let's say he does go to New York, like the way they've been loading up to, if everything goes like it should and Rodgers goes there, et cetera, like they'd probably be okay. Like, hey, if you need to take 10 weeks off, like that's fine. come back, play week 11, be ready for the playoffs. Like we don't need you to be out there for 17 games.
Yeah, and I think that's a perfect fit for him, though. That way, work management, he don't have to carry the whole load. The Jets are stacked right now, and the running back they have, he's getting the ball 25 times a game.
Aaron's not scared to do that either.
Yeah.
Aaron, if you start looking up Aaron's numbers, like when was the last time he threw for 400 yards? It's like, no, he enjoys the
takes with the defense.
The chess.
Play action bombs are a big part of his.
And Brees is a guy. But think about having Garrett Wilson having OBJ in the room. Like just little things, like out of breaks, like hey, set up for this. Like I think it's a bonus for everybody. All parties are. I'm happy to hear they want to get a deal done. You're happy to hear the Patriots are going to be dead last in the division. Sounds like.
Just my buddy over here, he been talking about the Patriots. I'm saying they're not making any moves. That's my point. They need a receiver.
Can they score points? Can the Patriots score points?
Right, they need a receiver.
Well, they have an OC this year, so that'll help.
Yeah, we have an OC. We've added on the offense. We've added Gesicki, who we're not going to use as a tight end. He's going to be our number one receiver on the outside. Like that's just the reality of the
so
situation.
Many gritty Gesickis.
Yeah, so a ton of Gesicki gritty Gesickis, of course. Hunter Henry's still in the middle.
It's gritty Gesicki City up there.
Boom.
This year. And who's the mayor? Mac Jones.
You're goddamn right.
Don't forget Josh Smith.
Who's the quarterback right now?
Mac Jones.
You sure?
Who?
Is Bailey Zappi there?
Who, Mac Jones?
Bailey Zappi.
Hey, hold on. What happened? I heard a quote that there was.
Yeah, from McCourty.
Yeah.
Because Mac Jones is trying to come back from ankle surgery without getting the ankle tightrope surgery. He's trying to come back in 3 weeks, and he just wasn't healthy. So they threw him out.
The boys are like, pal, guy.
Yeah, like why would we put you out there when we just won 2 games in blowouts with Zappi? So obviously, yeah, there was something going on.
I mean, that would never get said like about Andrew Luck whenever he was coming back from injuries or whatever. It was like, yeah, just fucking roll him out there 30% if he wants to play.
No, never. But we didn't cut Tom Brady to draft Mac Jones. But at the same time, when you look. We offered Tom Brady $60 million. He said, no, that's a much different situation. But when you look at what happened with New England last year, it's impossible not to say a ton of it had to do with Patricia and Judge. I mean, there was a quote that Mac Jones would ask what to do or at least have some sort of play audible if they're bringing or showing some sort of pressure. And the coach literally said, we'll get to that when we see it in a fucking game. So he wouldn't even give him any game plan. And this is a kid who comes from Alabama. He's had a complicated offense his entire career. McDaniels, his rookie year, he comes in, he beats out your guy Cam Newton because he picked it up faster and he knew how to attack the
Listen,
defense.
don't tell us this. You need to tell these free agents. No,
I need to tell you guys this because Mac Jones sucked last year. Definitely.
I just wanted to hear you say that.
Yeah, was not good. I mean, look, you can't argue with, obviously, stats are one thing versus the game. When you watch the game, he was not good. Like, he lost games, whereas the year before.
Did he flash, though? Did he flash at you at all to where he made plays despite maybe what the coaching was?
Yeah, I mean, but even in the 8 games, it's like, oh, yeah, well, he played really well against, the Jets. The Jets fucking suck. Like, we beat the Jets twice. One of the games.
Was that past tense you were speaking or present?
Present because they don't have Aaron Rodgers. The Jets suck. So when you look at some of the wins that Mac had, they weren't great. But then you look at games like, you guys remember that Thanksgiving game against the Vikings?
Oh, yeah.
Going into that game, it was Vikings are going to kill the Patriots. I think it was an 8-point spread. And Mac Jones came out slinging it. The last game of the season against the Bills, where Nyheim Hines had 2 kickoff return touchdowns, Mac Jones started the game 17 for 17 with 150 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Hey, Matt Patricia, not bad.
That's right.
Yeah, well,
knows plays.
That's the biggest problem. Is that
17 games in, he figured it out.
Yeah,
it felt
and then
like,
get rid of him. He's figured out offensive football. Get this guy the fuck out of here.
No, he never figured out offensive football. There were just times where he was like, okay, we got to do everything, so we're going to be prepared for everything, versus times where there was no point to put any effort into the offense.
All right, well, good luck to you guys this year. We're happy for you.
Yeah, plus
you guys are
700.
underdog.
Yep.
Underdogs last year, too.
When's the hold on? I don't know if you guys are too. When's the last time? Definitely our 3 teams are finished or odds on worst in the division.
Yeah, this started happening last year. Remember?
Oh boy,
we started talking about this. How the show is vastly different whenever all of our teams suck.
Last time, because
it's a different show, dude. It was a different show. We had a hell of a run there for a bit. We were having, everybody was kind of doing their thing. Everybody was kind of at least good and in it. This past season, we stared down we're going fishing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be a top 5 pick.
Yep.
You guys going to come down the last
right
game.
in the middle.
You guys, it's building year. It's building year. You guys, maybe. It was different year for us this past year.
Yeah.
I'd say.
No
one's talking about the Patriots. It's weird that nobody even mentions the Patriots anymore.
How could you?
I mean, we do.
Brady's gone.
Yeah. Why would you mention them? I mean,
is that going to happen to the Packers when Aaron leaves? Or is it going to be like, oh, and we don't really hear much about him?
ESPN, take this for however you want to take it. They stopped sending somebody like a camera to Indianapolis, like locker room.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not going to happen with them. Look at who is in the division for New England, and then is there a Josh Allen type quarterback?
I'm not talking about for New England because New England has Bill Belichick.
I'm talking about the NFC North. Like, is there a Josh Allen type quarterback who's going to run away with the NFC North?
Cousins.
Dude, Kirk Cousins. He followed us on Twitter there.
Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
Love Kirk O'Chains, but he's not Josh Allen.
Sarcastic.
What are you doing? What was that all about?
Your
Kirk Cousins cannot run away with the division.
Exactly.
Hey, it's a new Kirk Cousins, new Vikings over there. They had a similar outcome to the playoffs with that team with Kevin O'Connell.
That is crazy, though.
Yeah. Plus 410 in the division. You guys are dead last.
Not even necessarily that. Like you can understand that after you lose Rodgers. Like the Vikings being that big of a gap between the Vikings and the Lions surprises me.
Well, Jared Goff is a dog. You got to play in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? They know that they got a guy that can go ahead and do it. We appreciate all those teams, and we hope every player has a successful season. But with that being said, there's a chance people just drift off into irrelevance for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
And over here in Indianapolis, us Colts fans are very scared of it. And I don't know if Green Bay stared it down yet, but if Jordan Love's not a guy, it's a different life.
AJ.
It is a different life.
Did people know, did the public know that Aaron was lighting you guys up in practice, or was that only you guys that knew that?
No social media.
I mean, they may have. I'm sure they heard. Like, we had made comments over the time if they ever asked about it, but I doubt a whole lot. No.
Like, would we know if Jordan Love was lighting it up in practice? Do you guys think?
Different era. We don't know, dude. Social media, I don't know how it's treated.
It is different time. We would know. I don't know. I just think they don't, because they have so little game reps of Jordan Love, they don't really know what they have.
So, like, Aaron had little game reps, too, but you still didn't practice. They were talking about Patrick Mahomes whenever he was at the Chiefs. Yeah. He played the last game of the season because they had already locked up a home field advantage to the playoffs. That's how good Alex Smith and the Chiefs are playing. They had a bye.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're already in, don't have to play this week. So they rest him, put Patrick Mahomes in. And our source told us that the entire locker room was like, wait until the fucking world gets to see what this guy does. And he sliced and diced the Broncos in that game. Like, he was Patrick Mahomes. And then they go into the offseason, and they let go of Alex Smith for this guy that didn't win in college. And us, as idiots not in Kansas City, were like, Alex Smith finally played his fucking best football. Andy Reid has this massive monkey on his back about not being able to, like, go ahead and win it. Why in the world would you get rid of this fucking quarterback who's been there, done that with everything? Seemed to be both Andy Reid and him are seasoned for the moment. Like, this is the perfect time. Here we go. Get Alex Smith the fuck out of here. Send him to Washington. We got this new guy in there. It's like, here we go. Andy Reid, self-sabotage, going to do the whole thing again. This is the way it is. And then a Kansas City Chiefs fan called into our show and said, Patrick Mahomes is going to be the MVP. Yeah. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. So then I started sending text messages to some people I knew that were on the Chiefs, and they're like, this guy is the truth or whatever. They knew in practice immediately upon watching him what he was going to do, and in the game when he got in there. So I guess they have that moment with the Eagles where Jordan Love got in there and he did it. We haven't heard from practice whether or not he slices and dices, but if you're looking from a team making a decision standpoint, it's like we saw him in a game against a team that is very fucking good, and he wasn't scared delivered in the whole thing. So maybe that's a part of it, but it is interesting, the behind the scenes stuff, if we haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, because it's eerily similar. AJ mentioned that Cowboys game, like, and we'll see what happens with Jordan Love. Like, I still remember where I was at when I was watching that Cowboys game. I'm pretty sure it was on a Thursday night, and it was my junior year of high school. Like, because it was kind of like that special. Like, Favre was an Iron Man, and same deal with Aaron when he's been hurt a couple times, but like, those guys were playing every snap. Like, there was no, like, oh, okay, like, the kid's going to go in. We'll see how good he is. Like, Favre got knocked out of that game against the Cowboys. And, like, that's kind of how special it was, is because I still remember where I was at, like, what I was eating. It's like, oh, we're going to be just fine. Like, this guy's a fucking stud.
If I do recall, the commentators were not kind, right, to Aaron?
Collinsworth kind of buried him, but...
Yeah, if I remember...
The coaches talked about it, though. They've mentioned it since then. Like, walking off the field that night, they knew, like, hey, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine watching a guy slice and dice in practice, and then he gets a chance to go into a game and just fucking murders it. It's like, good for you, pal. Just been sitting around. Everybody's been booing your ass basically since you got here.
Yeah.
Even the fans have been booing you since you got here. And then you're going to go on a run. I wish they would have told him that night, hey, listen what's going to happen to you. You're going to go on this incredible run, 4-time MVP. You're going to win a Super Bowl.
Crush.
You're going to go down in the jungle. You're going to try ayahuasca. You're going to go on and win 2 MVPs. You're going to be the COVID MVP. Both seasons that COVID was in there, you're going to do it. And then guess what? You know what you're seeing Brett do right now?
We're going to do the same fucking thing.
But at least everyone's going to love me still, right?
Well, you see how loud it got there. I mean, there's a chance it will. Time will heal all wounds, and we're excited to see what happens in time and how much time it takes to happen. Speaking of time, let's take a 5-minute break because Shaquille O'Neal will be joining us on the other side. First time on the program. Can't wait to talk to this brilliant human being. Absolute dog of a guy. I think he is Q dog is what I do believe. So actual. I mean, I can't wait to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
Bryce Young is thrown down at the Alabama Pro Day. He just completed an out. It looked good. We've seen it live right here. Just completed an out. Unbelievable. Say hi. Oh, right on the money to a tight end in the seam there.
He's got number 1.
Is he calling a cadence, Ty?
He's in shotgun right now.
No. Where's that?
A little delayed on the snap there. Him and the equipment manager obviously got to get on better terms. I mean, he's just slinging it around the yard.
Unbelievable.
This is what the Pro Day is. Tepper, the owner of the Panthers, is also here. So it's like the Carolina Panthers are making their trip around. I wonder if Frank Reich this time will be like, we'll find a court or a golf course whenever you get down to Charlotte as opposed to Josh McCown. Josh McCown's on Team CJ Stroud, maybe.
Big time. Could be.
Looks like it.
Jim Caldwell's going to come in. Hey, I've been telling him.
I like Will Levis.
Here's the guy. Come on in. Yeah, they're at the Kentucky Pro Day. All right, Shaquille O'Neal on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend. Take 5.
Tonight is a night where everything's going to be remembered. Every play, every sweat, every fight.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon. Know as a child back in the womb.
Let's have a national championship Monday, huh? My name is Pat McAfee. I've started this show 2 different occasions already. This will be the 3rd. Wow. It's 2023. We eat adversity for lunch. There's just so many different forms of gummies coming in my mouth.
Boss man, can you do a kickflip?
100 for it? 100 for it? Oh! Come on, bro. That was awesome. Hey, this little teddy bear is cool. This little round thing is sweet. All right, I feel pretty good for this ESPN party. Let's go have a blast in there. Boom. Need you to do a red carpet. I've never done a red carpet before.
I got to poop, sorry.
I don't know if now's the time.
We're invited to the ESPN party, and now we are all sitting on a red carpet. We had no idea this was coming, obviously. We thought we were just getting some free drinks.
A lot of people on the internet say I look high. What's that all about? I'm a massive fan of Posner. He was getting motivational speeches in between songs. He was playing other people's songs. He was telling people to stay down. We're going to make a moment. Only on the count of 3, we're going to go crazy. Oh, I know. Sad song. Sad song. Oh, yeah.
A couple of these. Bring it up. Bring it up. Boost up. What do you want?
What'd you do?
Gotta make this back again, baby. It's gotta last until 9 o'clock.
Happy birthday, sack of shit.
So fired up to be here.
Yeah.
I got a necktie and everything.
Holy shit. Tim Tebow's here. Oh my God.
Look at that cut.
The most handsome shot in our show's history. Nick Saban has been spotted at SoFi. Great work in the back box. These boys crushed it. Now we got game day, then the mega cast. Let's go. Hey, let's have a night.
Obviously, the enemy of great is good. The enemy of a dynasty is winning one championship and letting it go. Fran, you're obviously going to Colorado, a place that's been looking for some sort of championship for 20 years. You're also one of the greatest speakers I've ever heard. What are you saying to your team?
You can't get here and all of a sudden change. You don't want to see a different mannerism of somebody, and especially the coaches. See, everybody's talking about the players. But you got to coach the coaches, too.
Did you smile there, too? Were you smiling?
I saw a smile.
I do that every now and then. The rat poison smiling. Stetson Bennett, fourth quarter perfection. Matthew Stafford, fourth quarter perfection. Big moments, Tebow perfection. We got some real magic here tonight, don't we? I love that toad that takes those mushrooms. And hitting With that being said, Stetson Bennett's 25 years old. He's so damn comfortable. Darnell Washington's the backup tight end. He's 6'7", 270. Brock Bowers, best player on the field. The defense full of dogs. Give it to Georgia Bulldogs here back-to-back. First time since his man and his Alabama squad. I love the Bulldogs tonight, barking all over the place, Coach.
Here we go, huh? A little bit of rush from old game day down the field. We went all the way to the roof to come back. We are so sorry. All right, let's roll. I gotta get to the sleep. Then I'm gonna hop over the sleep thing. Good, Brad.
You are looking at SoFi Stadium, where we'll be crowning a national champion for our college football season tonight. And the Dogs are on the board early. Wide open.
That's the shot that they wanted, baby.
Oh, Stetson Bennett with his second touchdown in the first half. Pick.
Oh, no.
Georgia's first down. One-handed touchdown. Brock Bowers, touchdown. It is currently 45-7. It is 52-7. Touchdown.
This is just a good old back home ass whooping.
It's a blowout, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. Hey-o. That son of a bitch, Uga, is having the night of his life.
Wow.
It's raining indoors in Los Angeles. This is God taking a tinkle on something magical, isn't it? Let's get mustache.
Get him on camera.
That mustache.
Holy smoke.
Holy smokes.
Are you a firefighter?
Good for you, bro. Thanks for your service. First down, Horned Frogs on a 2nd and 3. Why don't we call a game? Holy hell, Tim Tebow is coming. Tebow, we're live.
We're on.
We're live right now. Welcome back to SoFi Stadium. Right before the break, an extra point almost killed Tim Tebow. Natural instincts had to take in place. I could not lose the greatest human on earth, and I'm happy they gave you that ball, Tim. Tone, act like you're Sonny Dykes, please.
All right, boss. First half didn't go our way. We're doing this for the great state of Texas. You know who else was down 31 points?
Who's that?
The Italians.
All right, let's take the tractor another round. What are you watching out there, Coach?
Honestly, you know, they're better off grabbing Luka Doncic out of the crowd and maybe lining him up next to Quentin Johnson at receiver. Because they can't do a damn thing.
We decided Tebow here, formerly known as praying for this TCU team to do something. So you put your hands up, play that song, butterflies fly away. Thank you for your service, sir. You're a badass, man.
Those other Americans, I wouldn't be here.
What a run, huh? The boys crushed it. This shakes the TCU sucks. You're gonna be so mean all the time.
What?
That's all she wrote for college football season. What a year. Let's fucking get home.
Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this holy shit, we have a massive guest Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. Hour 3 starts now.
Much mana!
Much mana to you boys as well. To my left, your right on the screen with one of the greatest jawlines in the history of sports media. He's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup champion, a video game community shit stir, father of 10, all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, AJ Hawk. Hey, baby. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor, who won 13 people $500 earlier whenever he did his hashtag Easy Carry contest for Bud Light. Way to go, Connor.
Hey, thanks, Pat. It was nice. It overcame some adversity.
No, you didn't. You actually you kind of gave in to the cornhole boards. You defeated yourself on the cornhole boards before you even started. Could have been more money, but you still raised some money for the fine people that are watching the program.
I mean, I don't agree with you because that bag's right there is pretty close to the hole, so I was going for it, but it's okay.
Missed the entire board a couple different times. It wasn't your greatest effort, but it was a lot of fun. Ty Schmidt is here as well. We love you, Ty.
Love you, yeah.
One half of the hammer, Dahn, Cowboys Tone Diggs is here, and 14-year NFL vet at corner, icon, all-pro, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Pac-Man Jones. Now, we had John McEnroe on in the first hour. That was electrifying.
Yep. Beast.
He's playing in a pickleball tournament on April 2nd on ESPN at noon for a $1 million prize in a doubles battle. He and Michael Chang versus Andre Agassi and Andy Roddick.
Right.
Should be a fantastic watch. The man that's going to be joining us here in moments is like maybe the biggest celebrity in the history.
Yeah.
One of one.
Sure.
Literally
known by everybody. Hasn't been able to have a moment to himself in public in probably 34 years, 40 years.
Yeah, since he was like 14.
Teenager,
probably.
yeah.
Think about being that fucking big. Everywhere you walk, right? It's just like, well, who's that? Oh, that's Shaq. Everywhere he has ever gone in public, ever, for the last 30 years, probably.
Yep.
How has he handled it? Oh, I don't know. Just became a fucking billionaire gracefully. Everybody loves him. And has been able to work with every company on earth and have success at it. An absolute dog in the community and a man who's still not on. I didn't know how long I was going to be able to go.
Yeah.
I didn't know how long I was going to.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a lot of, you know what I mean? He has a lot of accolades. I believe he'll be joining us momentarily. When he does, we will talk about it. Let's chit-chat real quickly about Foster Moreau, who got a physical whenever he was in the middle of his free agency with the New Orleans Saints, I believe.
Yep.
The reason why this is a big deal is because some of these free agency physicals can, turn up some things that are very serious. The New Orleans Saints medical organization has been a part of a few of these situations that have been huge in saving people's lives. John Dornbos, former long snapper of the Philadelphia Eagles, also a magician on America's Got Talent and on the Ellen DeGeneres Show.
That's right.
Of course.
He gets traded from the Eagles to the Saints, or he's going to sign with the Saints. They do the physical on him, like, hey, John, good to see you. Can't wait to have you on the team. They check him out. Boom, you have to have heart surgery right now. One part of his heart was doing something it wasn't supposed to do. They found out in the test, need to get a surgery right now. He was laid up for like 9 months after that surgery. Very serious. Guy would have died.
Yeah,
They're saying like potentially would have died. Now Foster Moreau was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma after a routine physical was conducted by the New Orleans Saints. And I believe this is going to have a happy ending with where modern science is. But Foster Moreau is going through it. And shout out to the physical saving a life. That should remind a lot of us, get your shit checked out, AJ.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, believe me, it made me think about it because the more you learn about cancer and everything is if they catch it early, they can take care of it. You just don't let it get too big and grow and get into your organs and everything. So credit to them for finding it. But, man, it had to be a scary moment.
Man, you're just going down there. You got a new home. You got a new team.
Pumped.
You can't even tell. Here we go.
Yeah.
Everything's taking place. And they're like, hey, just real quick, need to get you to a hospital right now.
Now, cancer.
Right now. Chuck Pagano, this happened to.
Yeah.
First time being a head coach, first year as a head coach for the Indianapolis Colts. We had an early bye week, like week 5 or something, but for the last week or two before that, he was getting bruised easily and had some stuff. His wife forces him to go to the hospital at the beginning of the bye week, and they go, yeah, you're not leaving, actually. We have surgery on you in like an hour and a half right now, actually. You're getting strapped in. He was just going into the hospital to figure out, maybe I'm iron deficient. Maybe there's something going on. And then all of a sudden they're like, no, pal, you have leukemia. Like, we need to get this figured out immediately. Shout out to the doctors and shout out to the treatment that are able to get people back. And shout out to the physicals, like getting it taken care of. I think it's a big deal.
Yeah, Eric Berry is another guy who went through this. I had a chance to play against him. Well, didn't play against him, but I know him as a person. I'm friends with him, but he went through the same thing with his cancer. And hey, man, we got to take care of ourselves. We only get one life.
Legit. And then we also got to find out if we're, I think a lot of people are scared to go to doctors and get checked out because you don't want bad news. It's like if they get the bad news, though, there's a chance that we can, you know what I mean? There's a chance. And I think this Foster Moreau story is a beautiful one about them being able to catch it. Hey, Godspeed kicking that ass, Foster.
Good luck.
See you on the other side, pal. Joining us now is a man who might be the largest celebrity in the history of Earth. And I'm not just talking about his size. Obviously, everybody does that. But could you imagine a time when this man walks in public that a bunch of motherfuckers don't say, holy shit, that's Shaquille O'Neal? That has been his life for probably the last 30, 35 years. He's handled it perfectly. This man is a mastermind whenever it comes to business. Obviously, on the court, he's the most dominant player of all time in the history of basketball. 4-time champion of the world. Shaquille O'Neal, dude.
Hello, is Pac-Man there?
Hell yeah.
What's up? What's up, big fella?
Pac-Man, you know the statute of limitations is up. I can tell the story now. Can I tell it?
Yeah, you can tell the story now.
Hell yeah, Shaq. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Pac. This is great news.
Okay, so remember when Pac-Man had that altercation in the airport? He was really sticking up for me. Pat, I just want to say thank you for always being my bodyguard. And you whooped that dude ass because he was disrespecting me, and nobody knows the story, but I appreciate you very much.
I appreciate you. I've been keeping this secret. I ain't want everybody to know our business.
Hold on, this is Atlanta Airport chicken in hand. Motherfucker, that fight that we both...
Popeyes, yes.
That was the stick up for Shaq?
Yes.
Yes.
What did he say, Shaq? Guy said something to you? What happened?
I don't know. Pac-Man just said, hey, man, you don't talk to Shaq like that, and I just had to get on my plane, and next thing I know, Pac-Man put them paws on me.
I got to take care of big fella. You know
that is amazing. Yeah. Pac-Man is an incredible friend. You're fucking awesome. Yes, he is. You're an awesome dude. Let's talk about that because I alluded to it, and this person said something to you because you are a person, obviously. And anytime you're anywhere, everybody notices you. I got a chance to go to Japan with Anthony Costanzo. He's 6'7" tackle. Literally everywhere he goes, people just look and they go, that big fucking guy has to be something. When you walk into a place looking as cool as you look, I assume this has been your whole life, just everywhere you go, you get zero privacy, and you've just kind of learned to accept that? Is that kind of what life is?
Yeah, kind of goes with the stigma of being a professional athlete, aka celebrity. But, you know, I'm always trying to represent the youth, represent myself, represent my family. So most of the times I know how to do and say the right thing and just stay out of trouble. I've always had the ability to stop time and say, okay, if I punch this dude in his face, it'll probably go viral. My mom's not going to like this. But my main man Pac-Man was there that day. He put them paws on that boy.
Hey, mom ain't going to be pissed at Pac. She's going to be pumped about Pac. That's good. That sounds like a win for everybody. AJ, go ahead.
Shaq, you had a quote you said in an interview years ago, and obviously you have a ton of famous ones, but you said something about, you said like, where my thought process begins where normal humans apexes. And I just want to say, did you come up with that on the spot? Do you still say it? Because I actually steal it and use it in real life still sometimes. I always give you credit, though.
Not a baby, AJ.
Another confession is I wasn't really born. I was found on the train. A lot of people think I'm an alien, and a lot of times these thoughts just come to me. I'll just go outside and these thoughts just come to me. I realized that in order to be the best or to be perceived as the best, you have to have forward thinking. So I just, growing up in a drill sergeant environment, my dad wasn't, satisfied with good enough. We had to be damn near perfect. So, whenever I score 30 points and, somebody said, oh, he had a dominant game, I said, no, you missed 12 free throws. You should have 42 points. You should have did this. You should have did that. I was always trying to, better myself.
I think that documentary that you sat down with HBO for, I think is a beautiful depiction of that. I think we all enjoyed getting to learn about one of the greatest athletes of all time and also greatest businessmen of all time. When did you know that like entrepreneurialism and like marketing and how you can utilize who you are as a just stud? You're a fucking dog, dude. You are at everything. How did you know and when did you know the business side was something you also wanted to get involved in? Because, you've sold printers, pizza, Icy Hot, insurance with a cartoon.
Yep.
You have a prolific Rolodex of business. Like, when did you know that was going to be the case? Because it's inspiring to all of us. I want to let you know that.
I didn't hear what you said. Could you repeat all the stuff that I saw?
I think there's like 10 more too. I don't think I listed off all of them.
No, go ahead one more time.
I think it was printers. Pizza.
I
think it was insurance with a cartoon. Now there's Novex Biotech GF9, which ups the human growth hormone levels 682%. Available now at NovexBiotech.com. You are a business savant, though. Like, absolutely. The shoes, obviously, we've all heard all the stories of, like, oh, your shoes are too expensive. Then you buy in a company and saying, fuck it, we're going short. When was that, like, a focus for you, and how did you know that was a gift?
18 years old, I meet Magic Johnson, and he tells me, it's okay to be famous, but at some point you want to start learning about business. First thing I bought was the Dummy's Guide to Starting Your Own Business. It intrigued me a little bit, and I said to myself, okay, I want to be the only big man that's doing that. But in order to, be successful in that world, I had to be successful in the other world. So I really had to dominate and really had to win, and that's what I did. And I stopped playing, and I was getting chubby, and that's when I was introduced to Novex. I was looking at another athlete who was taking some stuff, and his physique never really changed. So I started taking his stuff, and it didn't really work. So I got with Novex, and we created this, for me, and I'm looking pretty good. I'm looking so good that when I saw Pac-Man at the Super Bowl, Pac-Man said, "Damn, Shaq, you looking good, boy."
Yeah, they're saying, hey, you're on some shit. Your GF9 is the name of the product. Shaq lost 5.6% body fat, all the while gaining 5.8 pounds. And let me get this right, lost 50 pounds in 1 year as a 50-year-old. And then now, as a 51-year-old, he's lose 41 or 40-pound goal already. You're crushing it, Diesel. Hell yeah. Let's fucking go, dude.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it, brother.
Hey, no problem. Pac-Man obviously has a question for you, pal.
Anytime, Pac-Man.
Big fella, what do you do for fun? Some guys golf, some guys do other things. When are you not building a business, opening up another business, thinking about buying a team? What do you do for your spare time?
DJing.
I come home and I watch all my favorite shows. Right now, I'm on that BMF heavy. I'm on that Godfather of Harlem heavy.
Hold on. I said something about Godfather of Harlem to these guys the other day. They act like they didn't know what the hell I was talking about.
Listen.
That's one of the best shit on TV right now.
Listen, I haven't seen it. Watch American Gangster, though. I understand what is happening in Harlem, okay? I would like to know. I know.
Hold on. I got another show, The Mayor of Kingston with Jeremy Renner.
Okay.
Yo.
Now we're talking.
Come on now.
That would, and I'm also on Snowfall. Yeah, I just like to come home and chill, because you know what? At Pac-Man, ATL getting kind of, so I'd rather just go to work and come home. I don't want to have to call my bodyguard Pac-Man to put them paws on me and start messing with me.
Smell me.
How about, hey, so I've known Pac since I was like 18 years old. I've done Atlanta with Pac-Man whenever I was 18, West Virginia connection, the whole thing. And there's been a lot of things that have happened since that moment till now, obviously, with the absolute lightning rod that is Adam Pac-Man Jones. That was the first one, I think, where everybody that watched the video was like, hey, fucking right, Pac-Man got that guy.
Yeah.
Like, to hell with that. 'Cause the worker at an airport starting a fight with somebody walking through, like, that is not how it goes.
Y'all didn't see the whole video, bro.
I did. You
y'all
fucking the
missed
chicken.
when Shaq was in the video. They didn't show that part.
Oh, okay.
That's
All
weird
right.
they didn't show that.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's a smart play.
Got on the plane.
Ty has a question for you, Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq, one of my favorite things to do ever is posting the gif of you dunking on Chris Dudley and then just shoving his ass to the ground. Anytime someone's talking shit on Twitter or something, or someone gets body bagged on Twitter, boom, just drop that in there. It's arguably the best gif ever. I'm curious, from your illustrious career, you have so many moments like that. I was just watching the clip earlier today of you talking to like a local guy when you were on the Lakers, talking about the refs, you saying that they're screwing up the fucking game. He tells you guys are on live. You tell him, hey, I don't give a shit. But just like, of all that stuff, and every time someone asks you about something, what would you consider kind of like the thing that people go back to most of all the amazing stuff you've done in your career?
Both of those clips you said, I get talked about a lot, but the Chris Dudley clip was, if you watch it closely, when I get the ball, I'm waiting for the double team. And I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers ain't gonna double team me? Okay. And so I had to just take my time and dunk. And then he was all up on me like he was playing defense. I had to, hit him with the, hey man, get off me. And then, he acted like he wanted to fight. But there's a lot of clips and there's a lot of moments.
Shaq, was Phil Jackson like I guess how we view him from people that are fans of him and have heard all of his Zen and meditation and everything. Was he what you expected when you got there and you played for him?
Are you a supermodel? Because you have the sexiest jawline.
Hell yeah. That's real, Shaq. He's on his GF9, but the other stuff, I think.
No, Phil was what made Phil different is, of course, everyone knew his resume. So, it's good to play for a coach that's been to the promised land many times. So because we respected his resume, we did everything he told us to do. He would come in with this stuff, said it was the cousin of cannabis. Not that I know what cannabis smells like.
No. Yeah, of course.
I don't know the smell of it, but he would come in and he would have these chants, yama, 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 yama. Yama. So we'd have to sit there and do the chants and we meditate for an hour. But what I realized is we did the same thing every day. Come in, meditate, walk through practice, have our conversation with Phil. So when it comes time we can be in the game 7 with Portland down by 15, we know not to panic. He'd always tell us, hey, go to your place. So we were able to go to our place in that game 7. And I knew once we got one that there was a possibility that we would get multiple championships.
Yeah, win 3 back-to-back, which is phenomenal. It had to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Think about how much fun. I mean, a lot of work, obviously. Obviously, we're not going to deny that. But in LA, winning 3 straight championships had to be a fucking blast.
Yeah.
You were on late night for all of us in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. So it was like literally the late show was the lake show. And you guys were so good. And there's obviously massive conversation for portions of your existence about your relationship with Kobe. He passes away suddenly, and it is terrible for the entire sports world, terrible for all of society, obviously. But when you go to that team and you see Kobe and you meet Kobe, and you covered it a little bit in the doc, and I know you're battling through a hip replacement, I think, right now, right? Is that what it is?
Yes, it's killing me right now. And you asking all these dumbass questions.
I apologize for wasting any of your rehab time or painful time, but when did you know Kobe was a dude? Was it like immediately upon seeing him, you're like, oh, this is a guy? Is that something that the Mamba mentality, like you could notice? Or how long into it, you think?
Right away. I knew that he wanted to be great. I knew that he was very passionate about the game. And I knew that if something was done he didn't like, he would voice his opinion. Kind of reminds me of Pac-Man. Pac-Man and I have the same relationship. We haven't always seen eye to eye, but the respect is there. Like, hey, Pac-Man, you shouldn't do that. Motherfucker, don't call me that. You're right. So, Pac-Man's my little brother. I'm his older brother. I think the respect factor is way more important than the I like you, I love you factor. We've had many conversations. I love Pac-Man. He loves me. I love Kobe. We had a lot of disagreements, but if I had it all over to do again, I'd probably do it the same way because he pushed me and I pushed him and the respect was there. People always say, oh, well, you didn't like each other. We didn't like each other. If you go back to the first championship, there's 15,000 people in the arena, about 100 people on the floor. I put my hand up. Who's the first person jumping my arm? Look at it. Look it up. So, you don't have to be all lovey-dovey all the time. You just have to have respect. I was like, hey, I could, talk to my brothers. I could talk to my boys in a respectful manner. I'll never disrespect them. I'll never disrespect Pac-Man because I know Pac-Man got them hands. From
that's respect. And I think
it's really not disrespecting because you know how to relay something that may look disrespectful to other people, but not disrespectful to the person. I use myself for example. I'm playing shitty. I know if you see me playing shitty, the first thing you're gonna say is, Pac playing like shit. I don't know why he's playing like that. And nobody would know our relationship, but that's you getting into my head like, oh, damn, if big fella said I'm playing like shit, I might need to go back in and tighten some things up. So what look disrespectful to some people is really not disrespectful to the athlete or the guy that's the friend to you.
And that's crazy, Pac-Man. You understand that, but these youngsters don't understand that these days. You understand that I can get on ESPN and say, who's your favorite player? Well, it was Pac-Man, but he's playing terrible now. I'm not dissing you. I'm just sending you a subliminal message. You wouldn't get upset and be like, oh, I'm going to knock Shaq out. You'd be like, okay, Shaq talking that shit, watch this. Right. But it's all in the master plan. But these young athletes, oh, you're a hater. You don't know what you're talking about, and I just be trying to give them the answers to the tests.
Do you love doing that on TNT? Obviously, the show is the greatest show that's ever been put on television, but with the generational change and the way everything is now, with how everything's taken, how you have to phrase it, do you still love doing that show? Do you enjoy being like the face of the NBA still deep into retirement?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna just always try to be as respectful as I can, and just try to, talk about what I know from my experience. If it sounds like a diss, never trying to be personal. I'm just always trying to give a person, the answer to the test, because I do have the answers. When it comes to the NFL and being great, Pac-Man has the answers. So when he speak, you young players should listen. If you don't want to listen, then do it your way.
Hey, it's after watching that documentary, like the LSU situation where that was the only coach that came to watch you play in Germany at the military, and then your loyalty to the guy and go to LSU. It's like you've had to earn it, even though you look at Shaq at the end product, you're like, the guy is the biggest, most athletic human of all time, the most dominant player of all time. He's like, hasn't always been viewed that way though. So like, I feel like you've had to experience life as almost everybody in basketball, from the very top all the way down to the very bottom. You're a great mouthpiece for the league. They're lucky to have you. Last question here as you get back to your rehab. Connor has it for you.
Yeah, Shaq, speaking of that, a lot of times...
No, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to the dude in the fucking cowboy hat.
Tone Diggs. He has a gambling show every day he's preparing for right now. Tone loves you too.
Shaq, I appreciate that. You guys on the set, we just talked about the show. You ever say anything just to see if you get Ernie off of his game?
I don't like that question. Back to the other guy.
Cool. Connor is this guy in the other hat.
Awesome.
No, actually, you know what? You guys may think Charles and I are the funniest. Ernie Johnson's the funniest guy on the set. Don't let Ernie fool you. Ernie Johnson is the funniest guy on the set. Trust me on that.
Something to think about here as we're watching Ernie work. He is a master point guard up there.
Yes, he is. He really is. I love Ernie Johnson.
Connor, I don't know, dude.
I don't know either. I figure just fuck it, Good run. Great to talk to Shaq.
All right, Shaq, great having you, man. Appreciate you coming on. How's the hip? How many days out are we?
I just got it done last week, so I'm all right.
Is it full replacement? What is it?
Yeah, replacement. Yep.
Okay, with your size and how much you ran and everything like that, you would assume that this type of stuff would happen. Is this the first time a full replacement has happened on a body part, or are you just expecting more?
No, what happened was at the Super Bowl, I tried to disrespect Pac-Man, and he asked me if I played football in high school. I told him I did. So I ran a little route, and that motherfucker came around the corner and tackled me to some chairs, and I had to get the surgery.
All right.
Don't tell me anything else, Pac-Man.
I ain't gonna tell nobody, big fella.
Yeah, well, didn't we see you fall off a ring at AEW?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Dude, you fell. I thought you broke every bone in your body.
Back onto that table.
The table, but the table was nothing. You went straight through the table, right to cement. What was that, like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That was very recent.
You know what's crazy about that? When I was preparing for that, they had a table with a pad under it. So, I like doing my own little stunts. It felt good. So then when I got to the ring, I was like, where's the pad? And she was like, there is no pad. I was like, you know what? Since we already said we're going to do it, we're going to do it. It hurt.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Cody Rhodes, when I get better, I'm coming for you. Ooh. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Shaq and Pac-Man versus Cody Rhodes in the Big Show. You heard it here first.
Okay.
Wow. You heard it here first.
Love everything about that. Love everything about that. We appreciate the hell out of you. Good luck with the hip recovery, and we appreciate everything you've done for sports, pal. You're the man.
All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shaquille O'Neal. What a dog, dude.
That was awesome.
Novex Biotech. What were you going to ask?
I was going to ask if he thinks that he would probably average, 50 and 30 in this era.
Oh, that would have been a great question.
Well, and we always talk about the 90s.
Sorry for ruining it with my fucking stupid question.
No, you didn't ruin it. You look so cool.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Cowboy
about?
hat.
That's good news.
That whole conversation, though, kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
I know y'all was going to say that.
Pac-Man knows everybody.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Of course.
I didn't see a video of Shaq in there, but that's fascinating.
That is weird you guys cut Shaq out of that video.
It must be tough for him to fit onto those Delta flights.
He owned the flight that we was on. Flying out of a Delta terminal.
If you haven't seen the video, Pac-Man Jones clearly walking through airport.
Yep.
I guess something happened with Shaq.
Yep.
He just got on.
Apparently, something happened. Yeah. And this worker for the airport, very visibly from the video, starts a fight with Pac-Man Jones, who's with his wife, I believe a little member of his family, and grabbing food. And I think you have slides on. I think you have Gucci slides on. I don't even think
You're getting on the train. Weren't you getting on the train at the Atlanta airport?
Yeah, I was going through the airport with Shaq. I had his book bag with all his money in it and jewelry. I was security, and he was just so rude, man. I was like, yo, go ahead, big fella. Hey, buddy, shut the fuck up. And it just went from there to something else, and
one thing led to another.
Everything worked out. We're not condoning violence. So.
Ever. I don't think, obviously, no charges were pressed. The airport was pissed that one of their employees got into a situation like that and all that. But damn, he knows everybody.
That's right.
That is literally how it goes. Let's answer some phone calls on 5 Energy phone line. John McEnroe and Shaquille O'Neal today.
That was huge day. Legend.
Pretty good.
Think about how uncomfortable he was with that hip.
Oh, had to hurt so bad.
Not as uncomfortable as AJ. When
New
he said
hip.
he had
I
a
wonder where they
model
get
face.
that bone from. It fucking got to be an animal.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, for real. Like, yeah, they're not getting that out of the box, just straight out of the box and giving him a normal
They
hip.
took an Indy car, took all the carbon fiber from the car,
right.
built a hip, put that thing right into Shaq. If you go to novexbiotech.com, NOVEXBIOTECH.com, I believe that's the website. They'll have pictures of him on there before and after.
Oh, yeah. That was insane.
Yeah, nuts.
Look at this.
Can you imagine them? Oh, wow. Can you imagine them sawing through his hip bones, trying to saw his bones off, like how thick they have to be?
Been like that forever. Like high school.
He was good. Man, he looks great.
In that dock.
Playing against military guys as a high schooler on a base over there in Germany in the middle of fucking nowhere.
6'6" when he was 13.
Just running the court up and down. Nobody even knew he existed. Just dog. And then that LSU coach found out. And I assume that LSU coach was like, nobody tell anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he thought he was in the military.
Yeah, he thought he was an adult. He thought he was 20-something years old. Unbelievable. And he's obviously Pac-Man's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Should have known.
I bought one of his printers. They work great.
Yeah, there's more. I blanked on some shit. Well, printer,
shoes,
insurance,
done everything. And he gets equity. I think he was in Ring Doorbell back in the day early on.
You had the big ones.
Yeah, you had the main ones.
When he started selling printers, I was like, all right, this fucking guy's got it. You know what I mean? Like, just Shaq selling printers is hilarious. I assume that is reserved for people that are not in the sports world. Shaq is just not in the sports world. Shaq is a worldwide icon. Once again, because everywhere he walks, what the fuck is that?
Oh, shit.
And then one person goes, that's Shaquille O'Neal. And he's like, what's up, big fella? Dap, move. Oh, I'm going to go rap better than you. I'm going to go act better than you. My business
DJ.
sense is going to be better than you. I'm going to DJ.
Yeah.
Like, actually DJ and do these festivals. Like, what a dog, dude. What a fucking dog,
All
Shaquille
while
O'Neal is.
moving Shaq-aronis.
And never yell. Big fella, how you doing?
Just super.
Just so chill.
Yeah.
How about him
But-
saying, I can't punch anybody in the mouth. My mom would be mad. But Pac-Man
And they would
can.
die. They would die instantly.
Who said that? Somebody said, was it Matt Barnes? I think he said, maybe it was Stack. I forget who it was. It was from the Up in Smoke podcast. Somebody said, like, thank God that Shaq's mom and Sarge raised him right. Because if he was,
Old loose cannon.
like, if he was just a little bit more heated of a human with how healthy he was and how dominant he was, like, that would have been a nightmare for every human that played any sport ever with him. Now, granted, not that he wasn't dominant, but there was more shit that he could have fucking done to people.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a, you know what I mean? Like, he good dude through all of it. It's an unbelievable story. It is an unbelievable story because at some point, body's supposed to give out. Some point, you're not supposed to be able to do that at that size. With that amount of celebrity and pressure, you're supposed to crumble at some point. Shaq just never has.
No.
It's like he defies all shit. I'm happy he stopped by the program there.
Yeah. I mean, that is like, again, we get the opportunity to talk to a lot of really cool people, and it's tough getting, like, starstruck, but, like, Shaq really is, like, one of those guys where it's just like, holy shit, that's fucking Shaquille O'Neal.
So, sunglasses, change glasses, no glasses. Like the Pit Vipers he had on there.
Oh yeah, he got a lot of swag. He got a lot of swag.
I mean, he's not wearing pink pants.
He has fun. That's why Shaq's so awesome. Like, he's always having fun. All of his videos, he's dancing with his kids. He's DJing. Like, he's a big, giant human, and he's always seems to have a great time.
Enjoying life is a necessity to success. I believe, are you winning because you had fun? Or are you having fun because you win? I think if you have fun, you win. If you enjoy what you're doing, you win.
Exactly.
So stop pouting on the Thunderbolt court every time you step on it.
No, I'm not
Ain't that
pouting.
right, AJ?
Once again.
What?
AJ, please.
No, I want to let you go, Con. I want to let you can defend yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, that's your truth. I respect your truth. It's a false truth.
Okay. Foxy?
We already did this. All in favor.
But did Khan get an invite? Did he get a specific invite? Hey, tomorrow we're playing
6
earlier?
people heard it. 2 people didn't.
Yeah, the 2 people who go to morning pickleball didn't heard it, but that's crazy.
Time doesn't go. That's weird. That's
Not
your
this
problem.
week.
That's your problem with morning Thunderball. You don't even buy in. Like you just 2 people like Ty was in there. Ty was in there.
What?
So
I played all Tuesday morning.
Ripping backhand.
What are we talking about here? Come on. Foxy's going to agree with you, of course.
No, he's not.
Gertie
Foxy
is
was
the-
with me.
No, I was there. I was actually the one that said it. You were sitting right next to Pat. Said, "Hey, Pat, early tea time tomorrow, 7 a.m. Are we really doing this?" He said, "Absolutely."
Crazy
You were
Foxy
sitting
spinning
right
your yarn
there.
would never, expect that to happen.
Oh,
Gertie is the only other one. Gertie didn't hear it.
Gertie heard it. Nick was literally sitting right next to Gertie and heard it.
Nope, he didn't.
And you're telling me old pessimistic Nick is going to be just
That's
spinning
crazy.
yarn all the time?
I don't lie, my
crazy.
friend. I do not lie.
That's crazy.
Well, you did dress up as somebody for Halloween, and we
Yeah.
would like to say that we do not know if that's true or not. So you might have lied during Halloween
Nope.
at one time. Text messages. Allegedly.
Allegedly, of course.
Allegedly. Have you seen?
Did McEnroe call you Richard Simmons?
I alluded to him being Richard Simmons later in life on a chair playing pickleball because he said they play doubles on a court that's a third the size. What do you just park a chair out there and play? You don't even have to move. That's his big take on it is that it's very easy to play. Like it's not anywhere near as demanding as tennis. And I think I heard him say people are saying pickleball is bigger than tennis, so he took that as a direct hit, which I don't think it should be compared the same. Like tennis tournaments will always be considered much more prestigious, but the activity of pickleball, I think, much more popular than the tennis at this exact moment. So he took it as like both, tried to dumb that down. And then we said, you're probably going to like it. By the end of this thing, you're going to be on a chair working out, playing. And I was like, who's that? And then I didn't know it was Richard Simmons. And then he called me Richard Simmons with a tank top. So yeah, there was a Richard Simmons reference.
Compliment.
Is he alive still? Do we know anything?
That's what I wanted to ask. Like, there was that weird documentary. They're trying to find him. They couldn't find him. Where is
They
this?
found him.
They found him?
I thought so.
Is he alive?
Sure.
Let me look.
Connor, you can't
You're
just
just
make
talking.
stuff.
What do you mean? Everyone have a great
he's alive.
Thursday. He's alive.
Richard Simmons is alive. Okay. Congratulations, Rich.
All right.
Happy to hear you were found. He was lost and found. Let's remember that. Let's go to the phones. 5 Energy phone line here. Won't call 1-833-432-3663. Whenever we hang up on somebody, a line will open up. Remember, you can save 20% right now at 5hourenergy.com. Promo code McAfee. That's the number 5, HOURENERGY.com. Promo code MCAFEE. 20% off your order of any of the delicious 5 Hour Energies they have available right now. How many different flavors is it? Like 13 or 15?
Yeah, 15. I think they're on their way to 20 probably.
What's your favorite, AJ, you love?
Tropical Blast.
That's what I'm talking
Good
about.
one.
Tropical berry.
Yeah, well, it's a blast of fun and energy.
Amen.
And that's what 5 Hour Energy does. I like the Hawaiian Breeze. It's available. You can buy the whole like gas station pack there.
Yep.
Get 20% off. Just leave it in the bathroom whenever you're getting ready in the morning. Boom. Or on your way out of the house. Boom. Or out of the apartment. Bang.
Four Loco, get a 5 hour, and you go.
Well,
See,
Four Loco kind of lost its fastball because it had
Oh,
to.
the old school version.
Tell you what,
Old
if
school
you
version.
dump a 5 hour, it'd probably fucking.
I feel like the old days.
I don't think it's anything like it. It's just
The old days.
caffeine and vitamin
Yeah.
B12, I do believe. It's fantastic. It works. It does. You have to go to the extra strength at some point.
Yeah, you got to level up.
It's good.
Hell yeah. Mike in Tennessee. Mike, what's going on, pal?
Nothing much, man. How we doing?
Keep it moving. I like the start.
Hey, I just wanted to give a shout out to the boys. I've been watching you since you guys have been in the dark room, doing interviews with guys from the Hells Angels and shit like that,
Hell yeah.
It's really motivating to see how far you guys have gone. It's awesome.
Hell yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah, we had a undercover Hells Angels guy on, I believe it was Heartland Radio at the
it might have
time.
been.
Heartland Radio at the time. That shit was
yeah,
wild.
Way back.
That guy, we appreciate you, Mike, for following along.
Shaved head guy that wrote a book about it, and is it that guy?
I believe
Yeah,
it was that
and he had
guy.
like a cool goatee.
Yeah.
Long beard.
Jay
Cool story.
Dobbins. Jay Dobbins?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Be absurd.
Probably. It sounds
That
right.
sounds right.
I think Zito, just confirmed.
Yeah.
Jay Dobbins.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Good pull.
Who was the guy? There was an Italian one as well. The guy that went undercover in the mafia, go all the way up in there. What was his name? Do you remember?
Donnie Brasco.
Donnie Brasco. Haven't interviewed him. Seen a lot of documentaries on him. That takes massive courage.
Oh, yeah.
There was a biker gang murder
in
Indiana like last week.
Recent.
Oh, good to see.
Like two rival biker gangs came together.
Head of one biker gang shoots head of another biker gang, I think in either chest or head. Like,
Jesus.
I thought he killed him.
Yeah, he definitely killed him, but I don't remember if it was like a or a. I don't remember.
Was it a big shoot? It wasn't a big shootout. It was just one-on-one.
No, I think it was like a one thing, and it was two different gangs, pretty prominent, and it's like an hour and a half south of Indiana. I'm like, it's 2023, and biker gangs are fucking still out there killing each other. Holy shit! I did not know that was still happening.
Wild.
They are.
No idea.
Did they take paces?
Do you know that about biker gangs? I had no idea biker gangs were still doing a thing.
Oh yeah, biker gangs are big in Ohio too.
Canada, they're massive. I think.
Huge up there.
Arizona.
New Mexico.
California.
Yeah.
Remember me and
Danny
Amendola.
Yeah, that's right.
Went out one
Amendola.
night and love him.
Yeah, that's my boy.
He's a great guy. Great time. We went out first night we ever met each other. Go out in New Mexico. We had a couple times bounce around to a couple different bars. We go outside of one of the bars and there was just a lineup of motorcycles there. And I had a motorcycle, so I said, it's a nice bike here. You know, I thought I had a lot of friends in the state. I had a pretty good night, solid night. Normally, pretty joyful occasion whenever I'm out and about, have a successful evening. And I said, let me see that thing. I just grabbed it, and this guy, two of them with fucking their black leather vests with the colors on the back of it.
Of course.
Why don't you get the fuck off that bike? And I'm like, yeah.
got it.
Yeah. Danny Amendola's like, we are sorry. I'm like, it is a nice bike, though. And they're like, yep, okay. And I'm like, holy fuck. Need to remember that this ain't all shits and giggles.
This ain't a Harley Davidson dealership.
Yeah, this is real life here, and I guess it just happened in Indiana. So hey, keep your eyes peeled out there.
Yeah, careful.
Wild.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Bike week is coming up too.
There's a bunch of them. I mean,
Sturgis?
Yeah, this one's coming up.
Down in
It's
Florida?
April and May.
Myrtle,
in Indy.
Myrtle Beach has a bike week that's huge, right?
Indy has a bike week.
Daytona. Indy has a big one. Takes over all of downtown.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sturgis, obviously a massive one. I have a Harley. I do. I thought it was a nice bike.
Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe I'd buy one.
Test this thing
I'm
out.
gonna buy one of these. I was not happy.
Take a lap in this thing, you mind?
I mean, who knows what was in the compartments on that bike, too. I just said
Sawed-off shotgun.
Sure.
That's awesome. Thanks for not killing me, dude. There's no way he remembers. Maybe. He might. He's probably in jail. I mean,
or dead.
Yeah, who knows? But thanks for not killing me, dude. It was a nice bike, though. I was just trying to compliment. Let's go to the phones. Don't touch anybody's bikes.
It's all out of respect.
They're heavy, too. I've seen somebody just accidentally and then they fall. The amount of damage that happens if those things fall.
Well, they were jumping heavy bike.
Yeah, it was heavy bike. Big. We're talking hangers here. We had these thing all the way up here. Had a little when it went down. A couple of the things. I'm like, this guy.
Like Paul Tuttle.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Orange
Amen.
County choppers.
Italian Hulk Hogan is kind of
Bingo.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
He's he's Italian Hulk Hogan.
What a show, dude. You ever,
He's still
you have
doing
bikes?
it? What's he up to?
I'm into bikes and
Wrestling?
four-wheelers. I'm big into bikes.
Harley or street bike? With
I got chopper, got a booster, I got Can-Ams.
Busa, like a Hayabusa?
Yeah.
You ride it?
Yeah.
So that was the dream bike I wanted in high school. And then Ben Roethlisberger took it through a intersection and got slaughtered by a car.
Yep.
It almost died. And then he just bounced back and played MVP football.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And I was like,
Tough
all right.
son of a bitch.
Felt like it was like in the time that I was thinking about buying a Hayabusa. I'm like, I'm going to buy a Hayabusa. And then like Ben Roethlisberger, almost dead on his Hayabusa. I'm like, well, the universe just told me not to get on there. That bike has juice.
That bike got real juice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ride it often?
No, I don't.
Smart.
But
That's smart.
it's not nothing to play on. If you don't know what you're doing, it's not a bike to buy to learn on.
Yeah, that was going to be my first bike. That was
No, it would have been a bad idea, Pat.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I mean, I made a decision. I went a different way. I bought a Titan Phoenix, I think it was, a chopper as well. Had 1,600 cc off the guy's front yard. Had no idea how to ride. The guy had to drive it back to my apartment because I didn't know how to drive it. I just knew I wanted it. And then, obviously, I stared at it for 2 to 3 hours. Yep. And I was like, I think I can figure this thing out. And I clearly had no license at the time. And I just fucking took that thing out, stalled 4 times coming out of the parking lot. It was loud. And then when I got that thing rolling, I was thinking to myself, like, okay, can't stop now. So I come up on a red light in these backcountry Indiana roads, and I pull into a parking lot, and I do like 4 circles until that thing turns green again, and then I fucking got back in there.
Yeah.
It was kind of, baptized by fire. Probably not the right thing to do, but I love it. These potholes you can't really ride much anymore. They kind of come out of nowhere and kill you. Don't need that.
Yeah, that's why you got to watch the speed. You got to watch how fast you're going, especially around here. Here in Ohio, with the snow,
Roads are terrible.
Yeah, they've gotten worse.
What'd you say about people? I think that's a real thing too. Yeah, like you have to, when you're riding.
It's not you, it's other people you got to worry about.
Yeah, when you're riding though, you're watching the driver. Like in Indiana, I don't like driving on like big highways. I don't do that. So there's people that are much better drivers than me. I'm not saying that I'm like super sophisticated rider, but I have rode for like 15 years at this point, I think, like 13 years at this point. So I feel like I have a pretty good sense of it. Obviously, I have a license and everything like that. But when you're riding and there's the 2 lanes, you are certainly watching the driver. Like you are not there's no reason to look at the car here. I'm getting in a spot where I can see the driver, and if their heads are down, they're going to look at least for a second if they're going to come to your lane. You got to watch that, but that's a lot easier said than done because they could be the other fucking road too.
Yeah.
It is a dangerous thing out there. I parked my bikes for like the last 2 years. I'm like, I just don't know if now's the time. Try to miss a pothole and then fucking.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if I'm.
Done for.
Tough business.
But I love it though. Put your phone away, turn some music on.
That was like one of your like hobbies.
My favorite thing to do. Yeah, just kind of ride, play some music, let the wind.
Be nice. I saw you in Indy. I met up with you in Indy years ago. I was there doing some stuff with Adidas, a high school game, and I met you somewhere, and you got on your bike and rode away.
Yeah, downtown. We met downtown. I rode down there. It was a good ride. It was a fun ride.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking wide open on that.
Going around the circle.
Man, it's awesome.
Would you ever take it like cross country? You ever do one of those trips?
So I think when I get older, I will. You know, they have like
Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs. Oh, yeah.
Tim Allen.
Travolta.
You gotta have it
Bill
set
H.
up.
Macy.
You gotta have it set up though. I think that's what we learned from
Cheadle.
Wild Hogs. What a movie!
Yeah, Ray
Because you can't
Liotta.
get yourself in any shit. You know, like what's that?
I'll take Leota's in Wild Hogs.
Yeah, Leota's the bad guy, I thought.
Is he? I
Is
don't
he?
know.
Yeah, Leota's the bad guy.
Travolta's
Almost
in it.
positive.
What happened? They go to a restaurant, right? Something happens at a restaurant.
Yeah, at Leota's restaurant. Yeah.
What happened? What happened?
Fun. They're just trying to ride.
You tell me, AJ. You know something very
I
toxic.
have not seen the movie, really. I've seen the little clips.
What?
Martin Lawrence is in that too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's the fourth.
Yeah, AJ, you.
I thought you
What?
slayed
What,
and-
Tone?
Huh?
What do you?
What, Tone?
AJ said a different actor before. I don't believe he's in it.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
talk
in-
about Ocean's 11.
Oh yeah. No, you said, were you? Yeah. I
Who's he
bet.
talking about?
He said
Oh, it
Don
was on
Cheadle.
TNT.
He was thinking Don Cheadle's Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, he's great with that British accent.
Oh,
AJ.
Jesus. This guy. Vince Carter's on TV right now. What's he talking about? Is Vince Carter getting into the media world?
NFL Pro Day.
Yeah, he's been
Yeah,
on ESPN for a
yeah.
while now.
They're talking about the Lakers right now.
He's not talking about NFL Pro
He
Day.
had a hell of a career.
Austin Reeves. That's who they're talking about. That dude's killing it.
Yeah, he is.
Austin Reeves crushing it for the Lakers. Obviously, he puts on a show and talks a lot of shit. They have him mic'd up all the time. And it seems like his mic'd up segments are much looser than everybody else's mic'd up segments. Everybody else is like, oh, yeah. And one.
Let's go.
Austin Reeves is like talking shit directly. Hey, here we go. How you doing? Keep it moving. We saw Vince Carter play against the Greek Freak in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like his final year.
Yep.
He took over like a 4-minute stretch of that entire game. They were just
So awesome.
They were just giving him the ball. He was backing people down. I think he had a dunk. It was, as soon as he stepped foot on the court, the entire building was like, legends playing, legends playing. He kept up. He played a long time.
Played a long time, man. 20-something years? I forget what's the exact number, but he was one of those guys that I was watching, I think, when I was in high school. He didn't retire till I end up retiring.
No, that's just
After I
recently, a
retired.
couple years ago. A couple years ago. We literally
98
watched him.
to 2020.
Wow.
Yeah, we watched him
98 to
2019. I guess that was the last year that people were allowed in
That was 2 Chainz.
arenas.
That was 2 Chainz night.
It was.
Yeah, Titty Boy performed. Lil Baby was there. I sat in big boy seats.
Yep.
I sat in big boy seats. There were some fur seats, and he was selling the big boy Budweisers, which were like 36-ounce bottles.
You also met Dominique Wilkins,
We
too.
did.
Dominique Wilkins in the back.
Yep.
That was a great night there.
Yeah, that arena is unbelievable. That Delta Sky Club they had, like, kind of like in the bowels of the stadium where you could just get booze down there and then watch the game. I was very impressed.
When we walked in,
they did it right down there.
Yeah.
We bought like a bunch of pizza and like drinks. It was legit $25 for all of us to eat.
That's their
big thing is cheap
Yeah.
concessions. Yeah,
That was crazy.
Falcons as well.
And there's places you can mill around. You don't have to like sit down. They have great internet. Like they did it down there.
Yeah.
That was a great experience down
It's
there.
entertainment now. It's Atlanta.
Yeah, you're right.
Got to entertain.
Hey, Titty Boy did.
Oh yeah.
Hey, 2 Chainz went out there, did his thing.
Performer.
Did his
He's got a
thing.
great show. You seen the show Most Expensivest, I believe it's called.
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube or wherever.
That's
He's
one where he just gets high as fuck and experiences all the most expensive things on earth. He's a legend.
Pretty much.
Hey, shout out to you too.
Keep doing it.
He's different though.
Yeah.
He's different.
Man, he's different.
He's different. Yeah. He's different. I'm different.
Why'd he change his name?
Because Titty Boy wasn't hitting with the younger crowds, unfortunately.
Titty
Yeah,
Boy wasn't hitting?
This young
Let's
crowd
bring it
doesn't
back.
doesn't like titties as much.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Just like Shaq mentioned about this young NBA, they don't get
Yeah.
it. Same exact thing.
Oh, so you said we gotta go to the chain game instead of the fucking titty
wearing,
gang?
Yeah, everyone's wearing chains.
So that's why you say he went to 2 Chainz?
Yeah. Funny thing about Titty Boy.
Because chains became so much. Not that they weren't incredibly cool for the last 4 or 5 decades, generations, or whatever. You're saying the chains became so much more popular than titties, so he had to drop the Titty Boy.
Yes.
And become the 2 Chainz.
Well, and instead of like 2 titties, two chains, and like you just said.
Oh, so it's kind of a combination of both. He said, you know, we'll put these two together.
Two titties.
Five.
What if it was?
I would have went hard.
He would have went to the top of the charts.
Yeah.
2 titties?
Yeah.
2 titties?
Yeah.
But he's got him
He didn't
fuel
want-
on.
Yeah.
Imagine.
He didn't want to do that to Lil Wayne.
My name 2 Titties.
Shout out to you. Hey, Titty Boy, great performance.
Thank you, Titty Boy.
What if it was like 2 Cheeks guy there for a bit too? Like
Cheeks would have been nice.
Became an ass crowd.
Or
Maybe.
just Slap Cheeks. That was his name.
He's a basketball player, right? Heard a good hooper.
Yeah, he was a decent hooper.
Yeah.
Whoa. What's that all about?
No, I'm saying he could hoop.
You know Titty Boy?
Yeah, I do know Titty Boy.
Oh, you don't
Never would have
say.
thought. What are the chances, AJ? This guy fucking knows everybody. It's unbelievable.
There's
Pretty awesome.
a video of 2 Chainz playing basketball, Lil Baby, against Jack Harlow and Quavo. And boy, 2 Chainz got so pissed when Lil Baby started dribbling because Quavo was just cooking him.
Oh, really?
That's real.
Super competitive. That was the Bleacher Report thing? Is that,
Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
I think it was the Bleacher
The
Report.
bags of cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole thing. It was a great idea.
2
Good
Chainz.
concept. They got after it.
There's a video.
Kashi 6'9" any good at basketball?
I've heard a spa treatment's not great. I heard he went into.
Yeah.
He got caught in the sauna, didn't he?
That's allegedly.
Allegedly.
That is whoa.
People think it's set up.
What?
Why?
People on the internet think it's set up.
Why would they do that?
I don't know, because is a song or an album going to drop in the next couple of weeks? Who knows?
I watch his.
Saying it wasn't real blood?
No, they actually did it, but a lot of people thought this could have been way worse. And also, someone was going to jump him, wouldn't they? Just
So he's in a sauna. Is this a wet sauna, red light sauna? Do we know if it was? Because if it was wet and it was one, those seats are very hard,
Yeah.
very slick.
Yeah.
A lot of damage could be done in there. You actually think about that as you lose sight of everything, as the smoke is gathering around you and you can't even see the door and you're in a public place. It's like, I'm in a pretty vulnerable spot here. You know what I mean? You think about that, actually. You think about that. If you're in a public one of those, team ones, you're okay. If you have one at your house, bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo, you're doing your
Impressive.
thing. But there is times where you can't see shit. It's like, this could be who knows who else is in here with me.
That's right.
Allegedly, that's what happened to
Who knows if they locked the door from the outside? That's what I'm worried about.
No, that's no.
that's a nightmare fuel.
You would have to lock that from the inside, right? You would have to put.
And now they're different. People have died in them where they couldn't get
I was
out.
going to say, I don't think you can lock it from the outside
if they
because
slide
of that
like
reason.
If they slide
But
like
you could shove something in, like in the movies where they put a broomstick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But just a little bit of a crack in the door fucks the whole sauna up.
Right.
Yeah, also, if you're going to die, come on. Survival instinct. Break down the fucking door.
That's shit's
Of the sauna?
That's
Yeah.
triple pane glass, my friend.
Yeah, dude, easy to do.
Triple pane?
Yeah.
Soundproof
What if they put
glass.
what if they put a bank vault in front of the door?
Then
what?
It's gonna be tough.
Tip
And
it
you're
to the
probably
right then.
shit out of luck.
This is triple pane, soundproof glass. There's no way that neighbor over there was able to
I just
hear.
watched that.
Ah, yeah.
He is so bizarre. Everything he does.
every walk, every mannerism, his face, every muscle in his face is moving when he's walking. It's unbelievable series.
Good question, Aguado.
Well, first you got to look for a motive. In this particular case, the defendant, the victim, had a bigger dick, right, than the... yeah. Case closed. Oh, what a fucking movie. Was that Axel's first time watching that movie? I assume that's why you watched.
Yeah, all my kids first time seeing it. But Dan Marino makes a great
no flub.
I mean, great show, and I'm surprised he didn't get more gigs after that.
So
he was in Bad Boys too. Easy.
The story.
Oh, you're right.
Allegedly, the story is he was offered like 30 grand.
Oh yeah.
Or like 7% of the profit of the movie, or something like that, or 8% of the profit of the movie. And Dan Marino or somebody in his party was like,
"This movie's gonna suck."
You read the script.
Yeah.
Come on.
We all read the script. Okay, there's a dolphin. The fucking Jim Carrey's a nobody. Come on. And Dan Marino makes his first ever business flawed mistake. Give me the cash now. That movie goes on to make billions of dollars. Still being run right now at this exact moment. Still being watched. What a movie. I can't believe, so good at kicking that football, that dolphin.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. Never missed. Snowflake, so good at kicking that fucking football. Never missed.
It did confuse my kids. They're like, wait, the Dolphins have a dolphin as their mascot that kicks field goals? I'm like, well, in this movie they might, but in real life we're still working on it.
They should. I mean, people would be pissed, I guess.
There's no way they're letting that happen.
Yeah, you're right. But if that fucking dolphin can make a kick, I mean, bring it out on 4th down, snap the ball into the aquarium.
Yeah.
Fucking Peter was pissed that Good Burger 2 was getting made.
What are you talking about?
Good Burger 2, home of the Good Burger, it's coming back. They're making it in the second. And they were
With Keenan and Kel?
Yeah. They were pissed that they were using beef burgers instead of vegan.
Probably do Impossible Burgers or something.
Yeah.
Those suck.
Obviously.
Have you tried them?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like,
No,
I don't know.
you
I don't know enough about it, but I've definitely tried it.
You've ordered it? You've sat there and said,
All
give me
that
the
fake
Impossible Burger.
Fake meat is scary, man, I think.
Go on, please, AJ.
I don't know. I mean, stuff that was developed that's made in a lab, that would worry me a little bit.
Don't worry, they're growing chickens in lab now, AJ. You'll eat forever.
Yeah, I've gotten the same shape of meat from this one restaurant that's a high-end restaurant every time I've ordered from it. And multiple people, I assume, order it every single day. How do they get the same shaped piece of chicken to my house perfectly cooked every single night? There has to be some sort of bird that's a little bit different shaped. Has to be some sort of form. Exact shape. The meat game is an interesting one right now.
It is.
To really think about how it works, what's going on with it. That's why you don't eat any of it. You just eat nerds all day.
Yeah, just candy and Skittles.
This guy was eating meat earlier, right? He was
mind blown. I'm still not, this is kind of one of those cake situations.
He had wings over there.
You did?
What?
Yeah.
Did he say he didn't eat meat or something?
No, bro. They didn't. They don't think I eat because I just sit here and eat candy all day.
3% body fat, AJ, is a fucking 40-year-old. All he eats is candy all day. That is it. This is the first time we've seen him have a meal.
Yeah, real food.
And I can't blame him because
everybody's
those
different.
nerd clusters are delicious.
So good.
They are delicious.
Every time I look
Nerd
at
ropes. You get the nerd ropes.
It's the nerd rope and cluster balls.
They updated.
Oh, good.
They got some new ones.
Because the convenience of the rope was a pain in the ass. These clusters kind of take that all away. It's just like a perfect bite
You could eat 1,000 of those.
He does. This is the sixth batch. Yeah, exactly. This is the sixth batch
You heard it.
that has
Good
been
for
brought in here. So we didn't know if he literally ate anything other than that. And it kind of leads to a point that we need to talk about. Sometimes you just ain't gonna have it. Stu could run a 4.3 right now if he had to. Eats nerds all day.
Very sweet.
We need to remember, we eat nerds. We're going up 300, 400 pounds.
For sure.
Let's stay focused.
Unless we're taking GF9.
From Shaquille O'Neal and Novex Biotech.
Is that his company? He's got to have a stake in it. Doesn't he get equity in most of the stuff he does?
Every company's his company.
I don't know exactly. I think Pac-Man would know more.
Big fella's not doing that. That's not his company or some kind of stake in the company.
Which is smart business. Let me see the stats here. In the small print here, GF9 is the name of the product from Novex Biotech. GF9 has been shown in a double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trial to increase mean serum, parenthesis, blood, parenthesis, growth hormone levels by 682%. Happy I got that number right earlier.
Yeah.
All other benefits, effects noted in these testimonials reviews are the individual's personal opinions and have not been studied in relation to the GF9 compound. During his 4-month transformation, Shaquille worked with a personal trainer, followed a diet and exercise program, and also utilized GF9, Testrovax, Oxidrine, and other vitamins I assume, from Novex Biotech. Results may not be typical. So they have to say that to cover their ass.
Yeah.
And obviously you have to work out while you're doing it. But it feels like he waited. He said that they pitched him some stuff. I think he waited a long time.
He tried. Was he talking about Frank Thomas in the commercial where
That's what I
the
thought
guy's
he was talking
wife,
about.
the guy's wife leaves him for Frank?
What?
Nugent.
Remember that commercial?
Yeah,
the girl's
Nugent.
like, "Oh, look at that," and she goes over and starts flirting with Frank Thomas because he's whatever he's taking.
Oh, yeah, and he was holding that telephone pole bat at the time.
Yep.
Kind of saying,
Look at my.
you could.
Check it out.
Wow.
You want to step
Take
in
a
a
ride.
batter's box.
Yeah.
I remember that. I do remember that. That was not on the No Cuck Buckeye cruise, it appeared.
No way.
Well, there's also the golf one, Nugenics, where it's him and Flutie on the driving range, and both of them have their dicks hanging out of their slacks, and to like the other guy, just to emasculate the other guys who aren't using Nugenics.
Did they have to tie it up?
Frank did. Flutie Dust didn't, but it's what are you gonna do?
Still respectable.
Let's hit some more phone calls on the 500
I
phone
haven't
line.
seen that one.
What's that?
What?
I haven't seen that one where their Johnsons are hanging out on the
Send it
driving
to-
range.
Yep.
Johnson's.
What's your problem? What'd you say?
Because when Ty starts it, you always think it's serious for a second.
Well, he does, the way he delivers it. I told him the other day, because he was sick there for a while, and then he came back. That first day he was back, you're still, I think, going through the after effects of it. And then the second day he was back, I saw, what happens to his face whenever he has something brewing. It's like literally an entire light radiates from his face, and he gets this shit-eating almost, here we go. And I hook, line, and sinker every single time. And then when it comes at the end, it's just like...
And I love the guy. You always get started out.
yeah, exactly. It's great. Hey, Ty, we appreciate you.
Hey, baby Ty.
Great to have you back.
Good to be back.
You too, AJ. You too, Pac. Let's answer one more phone call here from the 5 Energy phone line. Let's go to Josh in Ohio. Josh, what's going on, pal?
What's going on, Pat, AJ, Pac-Man, motherfucking Jones? How we doing?
Hey, great now, pal. Keep it moving. How are you doing? Are you on the work site right now?
Yeah, I'm a mailman, just,
How about
delivering the mail, doing my duties.
Hey, we appreciate you doing that. We appreciate you, mailman.
My father was a mailman.
Hey, it's no problem.
Your father's father.
Well, I was going to ask specifically Pac-Man, how does he feel about the Orlando Brown Jr. signing? And we're hearing talks of Joey B. They're trying to cook up a 10-year contract, wondering if Pac-Man has the inside scoop.
How'd you find that out, Josh?
I mean, you live in Ohio with a superstar. Everyone just kind of talks about it.
And he's a mailman.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going
Talking to a lot of people.
Yeah, are you hearing about it?
I hear a lot of stuff all day, every day, man.
Quit opening mail.
This guy is the internet. The mailman.
He's open.
Oh, what's the Bengals right now?
From Cincy?
That's funny to think about. But what do you think about the Orlando Brown Jr. signing, which is making Mr. Williams, who's last year's left tackle, request a trade? Allegedly, sources are interested. That deal has not been done. What do you think about the Bengals? And the 10-year deal seems like the right move, just like what they did for Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City.
First of all, I love the AJ move with the top flight security because we got to protect Joe. I think the 10-year deal is being talked about a lot in Cincinnati. The number is what's lingering now. What is the number going to be? 500, 550, 400, 450. Eager to see, but yes, it's floating around. The conversation is being had. Numbers are being talked about because this got to happen probably before camp start, I would say, at the beginning of the year. Because we got a lot of guys that we got to get paid.
And remember, if you do a 10-year deal, you can kick a lot of the money down the road later. You can just kind of reshuffle some stuff, just like Patrick Mahomes has done with the Kansas City Chiefs. Originally reported 10 years, $500 million. Actually, 10 years, $430 million. But that $430 million coming to Patrick Mahomes is going to come in a variety of different ways, depending upon how much money they need in the salary cap each individual season. Because they can restructure it, give him a signing bonus, and then kick it down the road. And when you have 10 years to fuck with, I mean, that is certainly a lot of time to kind of dissipate the hit to each salary cap year.
Yeah.
Now, it has to go with the right guy. Have to have a lot of trust in both the organization and in the player. Brett Veach told us that. Patrick Mahomes has obviously displayed everything you could potentially need as a quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs to be all in. Patrick Mahomes saw that Veach and Andy Reid were also all in. That's a big-time deal to make. Joe Burrow would have to do the same thing with the Bengals, and the Bengals would have to do the same thing with Joey Burrow, and it seems like they're full steam ahead for that in our eyes, but we could be wrong, AJ.
Yeah, I guess it would be absolutely shocking if you saw things stall and they don't figure something out and they go through the season. There's animosity between Joe and the front office, and they're not going to pay him. They know they have to have Joe there. They know like that's what he's done to the whole state and everything with the Bengals franchise. So yeah, you got to make it long term, spread it out like Patrick Mahomes. People act like Patrick Mahomes has a team friendly deal when it's 10 years, $430 million.
It's like, okay, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he does. Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you for helping him, Pat.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, get $500 million. Hell yeah. Do your thing, pal.
At the time, I mean, the deal set the market, but I mean, Denny Dimes just got 40 a year. If you're looking at that, obviously,
Yeah,
his
not for
cap-
10 years, yeah.
No,
Not for
but that, I mean, what, in 2 years or, maybe even next year, someone will get 50. I mean, Rodgers has 50 million now.
and he'll be able to renegotiate it. Like Andy Reid and Veach just wanted to say, hey, we want you here. You want to be here. Here's a shit ton of money to begin with, and then we'll just kind of we'll work.
Don't the hockey studs do that? Don't the hockey studs sign like 7-9 year deals, or they used to?
Sidney, Ovechkin, they had 10-year deals, didn't they?
Yeah, and then they outlawed it. You can only sign a max of 8 with your own team or 7 as a free agent.
Pasta just did 8.
Because guys were signing like 10, 15-year deals, and then the tail end of the deal, they were cutting their salaries down to $1 to $2 million to bring the average down.
Yeah, Mahomes, for the rest, he is locked up until 2031, but it's high 40s pretty much every single year for his cap hit. That's not bad.
And they can shuffle it, and if it gets to a point where the market is indicating something else, they can just re-up another 10, another 7. You got to have a guy, you got to have faith in a guy, but the guy also has to have faith in the organization that they're going to do right by him, and it seemingly has worked for Kansas City in a great way.
Well, that's what's crazy about Kansas City, too, with the Bengals conversation is that they couldn't hold on to Tyreek Hill. And now the Bengals are going to have, Jamar Chase, who's going to get Tyreek Hill money. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, and it'll be fascinating to see how they transition into a new era of a team, too, which had to happen in New England with Tom Brady. Is going to have to happen if you're going to have a dynasty anywhere, especially with a quarterback that's going to be at a place for a long time. What will the Chiefs look like 8 years from now, 7 years from now?
Yeah.
Excited to see the next transition of it all and how they handle it, be able to kick the can down the road. In the AFC North with the Cincinnati Bengals and Joey Burrow, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did you know we learned from the Footballin' podcast and the Mark Madden Show on 105.9 The X in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that the San Francisco 49ers allegedly reached out to Big Ben Roethlisberger and asked him if he was willing to come back and play last year whenever they had a little bit of quarterback question marks. Now, Brock Purdy would go in and do his thing, but Big Ben didn't automatically say no.
He didn't.
Big Ben thought that maybe he would kind of think about it, jot the idea down, kind of see if he wanted to get back into it. We'll go to you, Tone Diggs, diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and we appreciate Mark Madden for all of his service to the city of Pittsburgh. He has been there a long time doing his thing.
Hell yeah.
And we appreciate Ben Roethlisberger doing everything he did for the city of Pittsburgh. He was there a long time doing his thing.
Love you, 7.
Footballin' podcast is awesome. Can't wait to join the show. Have a couple beers in the basement. You guys are awesome and crushing it. Ben, every time you speak, we enjoy hearing it. Him potentially being a Niner, was that something you think was real? Did you ever consider it? And what would that have been like for you? Would that have been a break in half?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Hard down.
In the houses of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Love you, 7. I heard it. He said they had a couple talks. He said he didn't really know how serious it was. He talked to his family, though, about it. He talked to his agent about it. He said he prayed on it a lot, which I don't know exactly if that makes it more serious or not. I'm not sure. If he would have went to the Niners.
What's your problem?
What's that about?
No.
What's his deal?
No, actually,
AJ?
What's your deal, Diggs?
He said I prayed on it a lot, so I don't know. Like, do you say, "Hey, should I go to the Niners and get a sign?" I didn't know what that meant.
So now I'm not a super religious person. I will be at some point. I don't think you just die and nothing happens, and I'm very thankful for the people that are very religious. But I think a lot of the people that I follow that are like disciples of whichever.
Sure, believers.
Bible thumpers?
Yes. They say like God tells them to do something, puts it on their heart, and that might be accurate. That might be the way it goes. Other people view it as like the universe is giving me signs and like doing that, like my thoughts. So I think praying on it means like he was meditating, asking the Lord to give him guidance on what he's supposed to do. I think that is a big deal. If you say you pray on it a lot, because that means like probably battling a little bit.
If 7 would have went to the Niners, personally, I would have been happy for him. I would have rooted for him.
He would have been so good. Get the ball out of his hands so quick on that offense.
Such a different situation.
We got no problem with the Niners over.
He had to take it serious. He had to think about it for a little bit.
If it was an AFC team or something like that, I would have been fucking pissed. But Niners, go ahead, boy.
Has to, especially with what we've heard from Ben, like from this football. I feel like I've learned more about Ben from this footballing podcast than his entire time. It's like Ben seems like a normal human being who's super competitive and still has the ability. If the San Francisco fucking 49ers with that team that they have that late into the season, go, hey, we just need you to take probably 5-step most, and then you're slant or you're out or you're triple reversing, counter tray, and like has to think about it. To your point, AJ, has to.
How would you not? A team like that with an unbelievable defense, offensive weapons, Kyle Shanahan calling the plays. Like, I don't know how serious he got, but I would imagine there was a few moments where he's like, man, I might have to do this.
How'd you view Big Ben Roethlisberger as quarterback when you played against him?
One of the best I ever played against.
Okay, that doesn't get said that much, I don't think, about Ben Roethlisberger.
Well, when we was I played with him because I was in the division, but like, Big Ben he was very smart. You couldn't get him down with one person. He gave us hell. You know, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Ben. Ben, I hate playing against him, but, you know, he got the best of us, I think, if we add up the numbers.
Dude, he put up 500 against us. 500 yards against us. Martavis Bryant, Antonio Brown, and everybody.
Dogs.
And going into the game, like, nobody was talking about Ben Roethlisberger. They were talking about, like, Le'Veon Bell. They're like, will Le'Veon Bell be able to get loose in this game or whatever? And then we watch the game unfold. It's like the guy playing quarterback is bigger, stronger, more resilient, and can throw the ball into a bucket like 60 yards away. His talent, I assume in his head, is a perfect one for that Niners offense. I wonder how many times he prayed about. Like, I wonder how conflicted he actually was.
The defense was so incredible his first 7-ish years in the league that I think that kind of took over everyone's first impression of it. But then when he was playing your Bengals teams and it was him and the Killer Bees or whatever, they had a top 5 offense, not a top 5 defense. Like, that was the offense that carried them for all those years.
Okay, let's wrap up some more stuff in the AFC North. Ozzie Newsome, massive name in the Baltimore Ravens world, obviously, has been for a long time. Big brain. He said on the Bernie Kosar show with Hanford Dixon, all right?
Yep, he does good work.
Great crew right there. He talked about the situation revolving around Lamar Jackson in the contract.
Speaking of quarterbacks, the Browns made waves last year with their guaranteed contract of Deshaun Watson. What was your immediate reaction when that news broke?
Well, you know what? I'm always about this. Every club has to do what they have to do with contracts, with drafting. You know, I got enough problems dealing with this club that, you know what, I can't, you know, I don't worry about what other people do. But, you know, our owner, you know, did say that, you know, that contract did create some problems. What we have to figure out, is that going to be the norm or is that an outlier? And we don't know.
That is the question that we're all asking, too. Yep. It was interesting to hear Ozzie, who has a great relationship with Hanford Dixon, it seems like.
Yeah.
They are.
Their boy. Hanford Dixon was losing it.
Hell yeah, because I assume there's a chance that maybe some text messages were taking place while it was all happening, like, hey, good luck with what just happened. And that is a Brown show there, right? So that is a $230 million offer to a quarterback guaranteed in the division in Cleveland. Bernie Kosar there. So as soon as he starts talking about it, I like that it got a big pop out of them.
Yeah.
I like that got a big pop out, your life being miserable. But him admitting that the owner said that this is, you know, certainly something, is like, okay, we all thought that was the case. Now it's almost being publicly stated. Let's get it figured out. But him saying, is this the new normal or is that an outlier, I think is what they're waiting and seeing with other teams potentially during this non-exclusive franchise tag season that Lamar Jackson's in, AJ.
Yeah, but they're next in line, right? The Ravens are the ones next in line to show us, is this going to be the norm or is this an outlier contract that Lamar signed? So, or that what they want, Lamar wants to sign that off the Deshaun Watson situation. So it's up to them. If not, like, it's not like, what's the odds that Joe Burrow signs before Lamar?
So
it's
like
extended.
them having this franchise tag thing, where another team can come in and decide. I think they're almost like somebody else can decide whether or not this is what we're going to do or what we're not going to do. I don't know if I respect it or hate it. You know, I don't know if you can. I hate it as a former player. Like, give the guy his money, he's earned it. But you can see where they're like, we'll let somebody else decide to come in, and they still have the ability to match it whenever they would like to. We hope a deal gets done, though, for this guy.
When is it going to get done? Like, we've been waiting.
I don't know.
Who's done first, Roger?
We got till July, right? June or July?
Yeah, July. Probably won't. It's not going to happen. He's not going to get paid. That's where I'm at now, unfortunately.
Yeah, if they haven't done it by now, I don't know.
We got time. What are we talking about?
He's
We got
not
nothing
gonna
but
get
time.
paid.
We got time.
He knows what he's worth. He asked for what he's worth, and they're not.
We don't
gonna
know what
give
that number is exactly. And
We
has a
don't.
video been released yet on Lamar Jackson Entertainment I-775 YouTube?
it. Great question.
That was supposed to come this week. It's
Yeah.
Thursday, so maybe tomorrow?
Potentially.
Which would, obviously, since we're off tomorrow, it would all the answers will come tomorrow. That's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, we can digest it though, and then get back to it after the weekend.
It's going to take us a couple times to hear it too, but either way,
What's your problem?
we all heard that, Miley. Okay, it was very difficult.
You talking about the promo for this?
Yes, I'm talking about the promo.
For what?
This guy's this guy.
Look, you can call me. I almost just said something I shouldn't.
Uh-oh.
You can call me a prick, okay?
Oh.
But you can't.
What were you gonna
not deny?
What were you gonna say? I mean,
What's it rhyme with?
Don't say it. I mean, Jesus,
Okay.
you stopping yourself? That is bananas.
It rhymes with punt. I just didn't, I didn't want to.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No,
it's,
smart. I like what you did. I appreciate that you were like, nope, not saying
say
it.
it.
And I was also calling myself it.
which is fine,
Yeah.
especially in England.
Bingo. And I'm a big England language guy.
Well, in England, they say a lot of.
Yeah.
Forget it.
They do.
Just call them cigarettes.
Yes.
Get in the hole.
Oh.
Ooh, it's close.
Thank you.
Get in there, dadgummit.
Oh. Pac, what do we think? You think it's going in?
It's a hard board. Hard shot.
That might be the one.
Oh, it's got to turn. It's the unduffable, though.
Yeah.
No duff there.
McEnroe was right about that. I do wish you could curve that thing.
Manipulate
a
the
little
ball a bit.
You can, though. Like,
Yeah,
that's
a
the.
little more.
I don't know if he's played
spin
enough.
it.
You can spin it.
Sure, but it doesn't curve in the air.
He's probably used to working the tennis ball like 15 feet across the court.
Doesn't move as much as a ping pong ball. Ping pong ball moves a lot.
Ping pong move way more.
What else have we not covered for the week? DeForest Buckner allegedly was asking for a trade this morning via Twitter account at NFL Rumors. Then that came out to be completely false, including DeForest Buckner debunking it. He said, I need you to check your sources at NFL Rums. And then he said, I ain't fucking leaving, obviously, in the Wolf of Wall Street gif. Another fantastic gif. We're talking about those today. I also reach out to DeForest Buckner. I believe he'll be on the program next week.
Let's go.
So we'll get a chance to chat with him because I think Colts fans need to hear a little optimism as well.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to go anywhere. He obviously has a reason for that. He could. He's a fucking dog of a football player, one of one. Excited to kind of get that handled next week and excited to continue to enjoy the hell out of this ride of the offseason with fucking Pac-Man Jones joining us.
Let's go.
We appreciate you, man.
Unreal.
You had a great week. Tone Diggs, you had a fantastic week, pal. March Madness is tonight.
Yeah.
It is.
Who do we like? What do we like?
Oh, 2 unders I like tonight. Michigan State and K-State is the first game. That's a 1.5 point spread.
Come on.
Leaning all the money's on Michigan State. I'm leaning K-State a little bit there. I like the unders in the unders in the Arkansas UConn game and FAU Tennessee, and then Zags and UCLA, also a 1.5 point game.
Oh, rematch.
UCLA's got some injuries.
Okay, let's enjoy that. Hammer Dahn will be in about 10, 15 minutes at youtube.com/Hammer Dahn. Talks the table. Great work this week, boys. Both of you conquering a Thunder course in the hashtag Easy Carry contest. Shout out to Bud Light.
Yeah, shout out Bud Light. Easy to carry. Did either of us drop a Bud Light?
Don't think we did.
Guess what we didn't.
No, that was a
Yeah, but you
Is Mitt going on Monday?
Mitt was in the background cheering on Ty. I don't know if he was in the background cheering on Connor today. What's that all about?
Huh.
Hey.
Yeah, what's that about?
Well,
That's interesting. What, hold on, what was that about, Tony?
What did Tony do?
He said he gets it.
What do you mean? I was on the phone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I was on the fucking phone. What do you want me to
Look
do?
at him.
Whatever.
Mitt's the man.
Mick, get your ass out here. Do it.
Actually, during the break, he said sorry. He was on a absolute heater in his coloring book back there. So I couldn't. There's nothing.
All right, dude.
I had to let him know.
All right, Mick, great work this week, pal.
Red.
What the rude, man. Fuck. Everybody in the back, great work this week. Appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Great work this week, Pat.
What was your favorite part of this week?
Hell of a week, Pat.
Great job.
I'll tell you
Good
what.
week. How about that?
Week. A lot of people talking about me this week. A lot of chatter about me this week.
Yeah.
Both super positive, super negative, and we live to see another week next week.
That's right.
We live to see another week next week. A lot of chatter about us right now, AJ. Pretty much everywhere. We got people saying, "I'm putting odds on favorite on this one. I'm doing this. I heard this. Sources said this."
There's a sweepstakes.
I'm like, holy shit! Really? What's up? We're up to something.
Yeah, I mean, those people wouldn't believe how massive the meeting was this morning. There's a reason Pickleball has moved up an hour, and that meeting was freaking huge.
Connor sitting in on this meeting in the back
Just
with,
listening.
with headphones on while I'm in the meeting.
Just listening and seeing what the people are saying.
It was fantastic. I filmed a doc this morning as well.
That's right.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I filmed a doc.
How about that?
That was a pretty active week this week.
Absolutely.
For who? For yourself?
No, it's not a doc on me, no.
You got interviewed for another doc?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Wouldn't say yes to a lot of these because I don't want to, most of these humans that have documentaries, like, you don't need me fucking it up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be a person that fucks up your documentary or anything like that. But the particular person or persons that I've been asked to talk about, I'm like, absolute honor.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me in there. And I think everybody will see some of them very soon.
Hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
I think. And I think a lot of news will probably come out of this particular operation very soon. Like,
Perhaps.
I believe Up to Something season came in very early, and it might have its shortest season yet. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, just like the NFL went to 17 weeks, got longer, the season got longer. Up to Something season, seemingly with the urgency of all parties involved,
Yeah.
it's become a lot shorter.
It's like a World Cup tourney.
It is.
1 month. Moving and shaking.
March Madness.
Bingo.
It has been March Madness, and everybody's been incredibly kind to all of us. A lot of things have been said about the boys that I assume the people that were saying them would never imagine or fathom that they'd be speaking about a group of men known as the Toxic Table and a cowboy. You know what I mean? So it's been a blast. It's been an honor. AJ, it's been great to have you back. We'll be back on Monday after we spend a weekend celebrating old Frankie.
Yeah.
Had a baby Frank.
Yeah, congrats, Nick.
Appreciate you, fellas.
We're going to celebrate Frank. He's getting married. We're happy for him.
Yeah, we are.
This will be his.
Let's go.
This will be his second bachelor party.
Thank you, Pac.
You know what I mean? This will be his second one. And this one's going to be one, I hope, that people will remember and have a good time about.
Got some things playing.
AJ, I think so.
I would imagine, you guys will get into something.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not invited, Hawk.
Was Hawk invited? He said no?
Nope.
No, he said I can't go on 8 vacations in a row. So.
Oh, yeah. Great to have you back, AJ. I'm happy Shaq said the same thing we all think. You're glowing!
Yeah, freaking model.
Have an incredible weekend. We hope we win all of our bets. We hope that you win all of your bets. We hope that you say something nice to somebody. Make the world a little bit better place. Whenever you compliment somebody, a natural smile is going to start. And what's a smile? It's an aura that lifts the entire environment. Don't be scared to be the person that starts that train. We will see you on Monday. You are the greatest humans on earth. Goodbye.